Shekhar Rao is receiving. With respect to drawing comparisons between TRS and BRS, what we do know is that BRS will be an extended form of what will be the mission and what will be the epitome of what the Telangana Rashtra Samithi is. The TRS party, remember, in governance has brought in many schemes, including that of Dalit Bandhu and several others that have been announced as really good schemes and has won laurels as well. And we're also seeing that with these schemes, what we do know, sources do say is that these schemes that have already been centralized for Telangana will go ahead and will be launched across the country as well. That is the main mission of BRS, that is Bharat Rashtra Samithi. We see members here who have had body paint on them saying Desh ki Neta KCR, as well as TRS to BRS, the transformation that will take place as well. When we look into what will be the politics behind this, we also see that today we see notable leaders from other southern parties, southern political parties, including that of JDS, as JDS leader Kumaraswamy, as well as the Tamil Nadu's leader VCK Chief Tol Tirumavalan, who has also arrived here to
and we see that there's pompous celebrations over KCR going national. Let me quickly cut across to BJP leader joining us on the phone line, Krishna Sagar Rao, to give us a little more on what he sees as an opposition Telangana Chief Minister floating his party nationally now. Mr. Rao, a quick word on Telangana Rashtra Samithi, now turned to Bharat Rashtra Samithi. KCR's national push ahead of 2024. How would you receive this news?
It's a misplaced ambition which will fall flat on its face, and it's a wasteful exercise of public exchequer. As I'm saying public exchequer because it's all the money which is corrupt, which is being invested into a political outfit, which will yield nothing. The Bharatiya Janata Party looks at it in amusement as to a man who hasn't achieved anything in the state in 2 terms of his rule. Now he's planning to do something at the national level. As I said, it's a misplaced ambition, will backfire and fail miserably, because if he is going to lose the USP of what his outfit here was, the regional strength which he had as a regional party, today he is actually axing his own feet by removing it and naming it as a national party. And I also don't understand, there's no concept called launching a national party. Have you ever heard that? Did anybody launch a national party? You will start a party with an ideology and a movement and a clear objective. And then if it is blessed by people in multiple states, you become a national party. You don't find or found a national party. That never happened. It didn't even happen to BJP and Congress. So it is a meaningless exercise, completely out of sync with reality. An imagination which has found some kind of a wing. And because he has the money in his pocket, he's trying to kind of use it.
Well, at the same time, KCR is pitching his Telangana good governance pitch. He basically wants to present his model of what he's done to the state of Telangana across the country and say that this is how I've governed my state. This is what I can do to yours if you vote me to power. And this is the same KCR who's been wanting to float a third front ever since the previous Lok Sabha elections. So he seems to be the real front runner now.
No, he's a front runner in the wrong direction, because the national ambition he has, as I said, is going to fall because there is no actual Telangana governance model, leave alone good governance. The only thing he'll talk about, if you ask him what did you do in Telangana, he'll talk about the freebies he has given to different sections. Now, freebies anybody can do. You don't need to have a robust model to do that. It is exchequer's money which you are giving it away in doles. But other than that, did you do any social reform? Did you bring in about social change? Is it quantifiable? Did you have governance which is within the framework of Constitution? Did you allow a free expression? Did you allow the media to be free? I mean, in all these indicators, Telangana government will fail miserably. What he has only done is just distributed the exchequer's money freely. And then half of it maybe he has pocketed.
As you say that, we have Mohammad Khalilur Rahman, who's a TRS leader, joining us for a quick word. Stay with us, Mr. Rao. Khalilur Rahman, here's a national party that KCR is floating. BJP is saying, what are you talking about Telangana good governance model? Where is the model? You're giving out freebies with all that money that you have, deep pockets. You're doling out freebies to your people to stay as your voters. So there is really no good governance model of Telangana that you can pitch to India.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on your show, and wishing you and Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao and everyone a very happy Dussehra.
I wish you the same, sir.
In fact, today, in fact, is going to be a historical day in the Indian political history, I would say. And Telangana model, in fact, is a model which has touched the hearts of the people. And Mr. KCR, in fact, because the people who call the freebies, they are basically the welfare schemes, which is the responsibility of every state to provide the better living, conditions to enhance their living standards. And then, ever since Mr. KCR, in fact, has taken the reins of Telangana after, struggling for the separate Telangana hood for well over 14 years, the state was reeling under darkness. And then today you see the farmers' lives have changed. You see a common man today is very happy, and the amount of employment that's been created. And Telangana, which was a newly born state, today in fact is one of the leading states in the country in terms of development, in terms of growth. So this is the Telangana model, this is the good governance. And ultimately what is needed actually something which, has to do with the, standards of living of the people in the country, and touching their hearts and not playing with their emotions, but rather providing them a platform to achieve their aspirations, which, Mr. KCR has done and proved. And this is what, he's taking it to the national level. And there are, in fact, the other states, the people in the country who have been looking up to Mr. KCR, who have been looking up to the development and the growth of Telangana in this last 8 years. And now the people of the country are there to decide about the future of, our party when it goes national. So it is not BJP or it is not any other party which is going to give the certificate to our chief minister, to our party, that, it is a wrong decision or a right decision. Only the time will say. And time will prove it.
We also have Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao, the BJP, who's questioning your governance model, and maybe he could ask you that question. Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao, here you have Mr. Rahman, who says that this is welfare measures and welfare schemes which has been widely accepted. This is possibly the only way you uplift people from their situation. This is the best found formula across the nation which has been adopted, and TRS has done fabulously well in the state, and that's why they've been voted back to power time and again.
See, Mr. Rahman also in the same breath has to actually explain, so how is it different? All the regional parties in the entire country are doing exactly what KCR was doing all throughout since 1947. What is so new? You call in the name of welfare, you dole out money, freebies, you almost bribe the voters, and you do minority appeasement or electoral appeasement socially by dividing the country or the electorate into, caste, creed, geography, and then the communities and religion. That is what he is doing. So what is so new about his model, number one? Number two, what social change did he bring about? Because he's talking about, quantum change which he wants to bring. In Telugu, it's called Gunatmaka Marpu. Now, what is that Gunatmaka Marpu? Quantum change is brought about in Telangana. Telangana rural areas are now in the grip of alcoholism, compulsive alcoholism. His entire revenue, almost to the level of 65 to 70%, is from alcohol. Now, is this the model you want to replicate in the country? What is the model he's talking about? Is it a model where you actually give a part of Hyderabad?
A model based on alcoholism. This is what most of Telangana is.
Is that alcoholism a model which he wants to promote across the country?
Mr. Rahman, would you want to respond?
Yeah, definitely, because everyone's perspective of looking at the things is different. It is not, the liquor, or it is not the model what Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao is talking about, which in fact, is just for the heck of talking, looks, pretty good sitting at that chair. But what has BJP been doing actually? I mean, they came into power promising 2 crore jobs and the employment of the people, youth every year, and then 15 lakh rupees into every account. And likewise, if I start citing, I mean, there are so many promises which were made by the BJP government in 2014. And where have all those promises gone? Except that definitely, one of the major promises of the BJP government was building the Ram Temple, which in fact they have stood up to. But other than that, when it comes to the development agenda, and when it comes to especially treating all the states on the equal scale, BJP has miserably...
All right. Yeah, well, we've heard what the leaders of the TRS as well as the BJP have to say. Let me cut across to Apurva, who's right now amid all the chaos while the party is now being launched by KCR. Let's listen in.
Is to launch across the schemes of TRS well into the national arena as well. Just a couple of minutes back, we also saw that Chief Minister KCR has just arrived here at the Telangana Bhavan, and he has also what appears to be quite happy that he has arrived here ahead of the general meeting as well. And now with the kind of celebration that we are seeing in a short while from now, the general body meeting will also be taking place now with senior leaders as well. Several cadres who have gathered here saying that CM KCR is the best. Jai Ho KCR. So as you can see, the celebrations here definitely have reached the peak as well, and we do realize and we do know that this will be the official date that the CM of Telangana, K. Chandrasekhar Rao, will launch the party's national agenda that will be Bharat Rashtra Samithi. The BRS party will go on to have the same iconic toys car symbol that will be on the part of the BRS flag as well. But instead of the Telangana state outline, it will have India outline as well. We do see that celebration continues to be the top key out here, as several cadres have been enthusiastic, all who were just a couple of minutes back eagerly awaiting for the Chief Minister arrive, now can see that the Chief Minister has just now gone inside. I mean, you can also see the kind of, the iconic pink that stands for TRS there, the festivities, the festoons that have just now started as well, and with the kind of chanting that is clear, that is Jai Ho KCR and the TRS party ki Jai. All of this, all indicating that the crowds here also quite eagerly had awaited for the launch of Chief Minister KCR's launch of the national party, that is Bharat Rashtra Samithi.
All right, so there you have all that celebration and fervor on the day of Dussehra. KCR launching his new national party, TRS, now to be turned into a national party, and for that they've got to meet, they need at least 6% of valid votes in at least 4 other states in the Lok Sabha Assembly elections for their party to be recognized as a national party. And from the agenda here today at this meeting at the Telangana Bhavan, KCR is all set to announce his national party and will be, and as per claims from the party members, they will be fighting polls in states like Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. A huge national pitch by KCR. Apurva, a quick word. All right, we've lost a connection. We're going to cut across to tracking these developments for now. Slipping into our next story. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who's currently in Srinagar, as part of his 3-day tour to the Union Territory. Amit Shah is now chairing a unified command meet of Jammu and Kashmir in Srinagar. LG Manoj Sinha, top officials of the army, paramilitary forces, state police and civil administration have taken part in this high-level meeting. The focus will be on tracking the attacks on non-locals in the Kashmir Valley. Amit Shah will then address a mega public rally in North Kashmir's Baramulla town, which is going to be BJP's first show of strength in a town considered to be the hotbed of terrorism. Security has now been tightened in the valley for Amit Shah's visit. Officials have said that multi-tier security has been put in place. Drones are being used for aerial surveillance as well. After the abrogation of Article 370, this will be the Home Minister's second visit to Kashmir.
मैं यहाँ पर कई साल मैंने काम किया, परंतु बारामूला के अंदर 50,000 से ऊपर की अरेंजमेंट हो और इतने लोगों की चिंता कर रहे हों ये लोग, आज अद्भुत नज़ारा है। जो जम्मू कश्मीर के लिए अच्छा होगा वो सब यहाँ पर जितनी स्कीम्स हैं वो अनाउंस करेंगे आज।
जनाब अमित शाह साहब को सुनने की जो चाह है वो जुनून की हद तक पहुंची और जो उम्मीद की जा सकती है 40 से 50,000 लोग आज इस बारामूला के स्टेडियम में उनको सुने आएंगे। जहां जम्मू कश्मीर के इस डेवलपमेंट के तरीके से सारा एकदम चेंज हो गया, जम्मू कश्मीर डेवलपमेंट और विकास के रास्ते पे चला। इसी तरह एक पॉलिटिकल सिनेरियो जो जम्मू कश्मीर में हुआ करता था वो चेंज हो गया और लोग अब ज्यादा से ज्यादा मेन स्ट्रीम की तरफ अब रागिब होने।
इनका हम वेलकम करने के लिए आए हैं। यहाँ से करना से 300 किलोमीटर यहाँ से आए, हम वहाँ से वेलकम करें। हमारी 400 गाड़ी वहाँ से आ रही है करना थी, खाली एक तहसील करना की, बाकी 5 तहसीलें हैं। देखो कितनी गाड़ियाँ आएंगी, चल रही हैं गाड़ियाँ। रास्ते में बहुत ज़्यादा भीड़ है, लोगों बड़े जोश खरोश से लोग आ रहे हैं।
अब आज का दिन जो है मुझे लगता है जम्मू कश्मीर में ऐतिहासिक अल्फाजों में लिखा जाएगा। बहुत ही उम्मीदें हैं क्योंकि जम्मू कश्मीर में हर महीने के बाद खुद पैन ले रहे हैं। मेडिकल कॉलेज चाहिए हमें रामबन के लिए, टूरिज्म डेवलपमेंट अथॉरिटी चाहिए, बहुत ही उम्मीद है हमें। हम अगर लाख बार भी शुक्रिया अदा करेंगे वो काम।
All right, let me quickly cut across to Ashraf Vani joining us live. Ashraf, a quick word as we see that Amit Shah is all set to chair a unified command meet. Will be addressing all the attacks on non-locals in Kashmir. Tell us, how has Kashmir received Amit Shah's visit today? He's on a 3-day visit, a huge outreach to the community. What more do we know?
The unified command meeting has concluded and already the security plan for the future has been chalked out in that main meeting of the Home Minister here in Srinagar, because this is the one of the crucial meetings in which all the security heads who are based and are working in the Kashmir Valley and the Jammu and Kashmir are the part of that particular meeting. And it was attended by the corps commanders, army officers, as well as by the DGs of Jammu and Kashmir Police, Indo-Tibetan Border Police, BSF, CRPF, and other intelligence agencies. Now, the Home Minister is heading towards Baramulla, and in short while he will be addressing a massive gathering. It is one of the biggest rallies so far in the BJP history in the Kashmir Valley, which was worked for last so many days, and finally they managed to bring the crowd to listen the Home Minister Amit Shah in Baramulla. Baramulla is the one of the districts in the Kashmir Valley which is adjoined by the hilly areas, and Home Minister is going once again announce something for the Pahadi population. Yesterday he has already said it, today he may said it again. Also some of the development projects which are underway in the Kashmir, they will be launched by the Home Minister himself at 3 p.m. in the Raj Bhavan. But so far during the Home Minister's visit, 3 days visit in the Kashmir Valley, there were some unfortunate and terror incidents. We have seen during last 24 hours, 4 militants killed in Shopian in twin encounters. In fact, one civilian was also killed in an unfortunate misfire by the security forces in Pulwama. He's coming in hospital. So mix up this Home Minister's visit to Jammu and Kashmir. But what will be the vision of the government in the Kashmir? That is the main focus what people of the valley and state union territory want to listen.
Ashraf, thank you very much for joining us on that. Now, cutting across to the death toll in Uttarkashi's Danda 2 Peaks avalanche tragedy, as now we hear that at least 4 people have lost their lives. Those are the confirmed deaths so far. Rescue operations currently in full swing with the NDRF, SDRF teams along with the Indian Army. 4 deaths have been confirmed so far, but 14 others are yet missing. As far as the official reports come in, 14 mountaineers are missing. 4 of them have been declared dead. And this was a group of nearly 40. And so far, we hear that at least 24 of them are not traceable yet. It was on Tuesday when the avalanche hit a trekking group, at least 40 of them from Uttarkashi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, including 33 trainees and 7 instructors. The avalanche hit the team at 9 a.m. on Tuesday at an altitude of 16,000 feet. Unfortunately, at least 14 of them missing.
सिचुएशन इवॉल्विंग है और जैसे जैसे आंकड़े और सिचुएशन सामने आ रही है तो वो बताया जा रहा है और आगे भी जो अपडेट्स आएंगे आपको बताएंगे। जो अभी तक मैंने बताया कि सर्च एंड रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन चल रहा है और जो सर्वाइवर्स हैं उनका पहला लॉट यहाँ आ चुका है और उनको सामान्य इंजरीज़ हैं, उनकी चेकअप के लिए हॉस्पिटल भेजा गया है। यहाँ पे भी मेडिकल टीम्स हैं, उन्होंने भी उनको देखा है। सभी अपनी अपनी तरफ से कंट्रीब्यूशन इसमें कर रहे हैं और पूरी कोशिश यही है कि कम से कम समय में इस रेस्क्यू मिशन को चलाया जाए, पूरा किया जाए।
Right now we are at Matli ITBP helipad in the Uttarkashi district, and through visuals let us show you the relief operations are underway. ITBP, SDRF and NDRF are taking care of the relief operations to evacuate the stranded trainees and instructors which were trapped after a heavy avalanche struck in Draupadi Ka Danda area on Tuesday at 8:45 a.m. Many of them are feared dead, though the rescue operations are still on and there's a hope that many people will be evacuated and will be brought back safely. With cameraman Anil Badoni, Ankit Sharma for India Today, Uttarkashi.
All right, on that note, we're going to slip into a short break. We'll be right back with news and updates. Stay with us.
You are watching India Today.
Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now.
Watching India Today.
All right, Kanye West, or Ye as he's known as, is at it once again in his surprise Yeezy 9 show at Paris Fashion Week. He's kicked up a storm yet again, this time again for all the wrong reasons. Let's take a quick look at Ye's latest bizarre stunt.
White Lives Matter. The controversial slogan associated with white supremacists was emblazoned on rapper Kanye West, now known as Ye's shirt, at his surprise Yeezy 9 show at Paris Fashion Week. Unexpectedly, like everything that he does, this too has triggered a massive storm. The rapper didn't just stop at sporting the slogan on his sweatshirt. He went a step ahead and jumped onto Instagram, his preferred mode for ranting, and dismissed the Black Lives Matter movement that swept America as a scam. Supermodel Naomi Campbell, One of the faces for Kanye's Yeezy campaign may have walked down the runway for the show, but refused to don the controversial outfit. While Will Smith's son Jaden stormed out of the show and lashed out against Kanye on social media. Kanye has been on a tirade, with his meltdowns revolving around his ex-wife Kim Kardashian. Repeated taunts, threats and mockery of the reality TV star have been the norm. But will Kanye West donning a t-shirt stating White Lives Matter, a slogan considered hateful by many, pull the trigger on his dwindling career? Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, on that note, we're going to slip into a short break. On the other side, a lowdown on the entire controversy around the film Adipurush and the clamour for a ban growing around it. Stay tuned to watch out.
You are watching India Today.
The largest producer of mustard in the world is facing a heat wave. We're talking about Canada. The delicious Dijon mustard is France's favorite condiment. A heat wave across the ocean in Canada has caused a drastic shortage. The shortage is evident in France. Canada supplies 80% of the mustard seeds to France. Because of the drought, the Canadian harvest became half in 2021. This has propelled France to grow their own crop. Remember, Europe is battling a fuel crisis and a power crisis post the Russia-Ukraine war. Mustard seeds have become more attractive after a drop in the prices of grains and oil seeds. Jérôme Garbes, a mustard expert, said that 15,000 tons of mustard seeds should be produced, meeting 40% of the requirement. Luc Vandermeysen, president of the Burgundy Mustard Association, said that store shelves should be replenished in October. He also said the shortage will be completely over in early 2023. We're very confident for Christmas. Being an agrarian economy, India produces its own mustard. Rajasthan is the largest mustard producing state in the country, therefore it's never going to be a problem for India.
You are watching India Today.
Adipurush faces boycott calls. Anger peaks over Ravan portrayal. BJP wades into Adipurush Rao. Slams portrayal of gods in Adipurush. BJP claims Ravan Khiljified. Outrage justified or exaggerated?
So the images of Saif Ali Khan playing Ravan, looking completely different from the Ravan that we have seen growing up in TV series, is what's led to all of this outrage. Netizens are slamming the filmmaker of Adipurush, Om Raut, for misrepresentation of the Ramayana and the way that he's portrayed the character of Ravan in the teaser of his upcoming period epic. Let's get you all the details about the controversy that's doing the rounds and how now this has also become political, with BJP leaders jumping in.
The first teaser of Om Raut's Adipurush is out and things are not looking too good. The movie based on Ramayana is already in the eye of a storm.
धर्म का विध्वंस करने।
A day after Adipurush teaser was released at a mega event at Ayodhya, it is facing endless flack on social media. While the trailer has been tagged disappointing and childish, outrage is growing over the portrayal of Ravan by Saif Ali Khan for a number of reasons. In the teaser, Saif is donning a beard, spiked hair look, completely different from the Ravan we've seen in films before or have imagined. In several scenes, there is no tripund on Saif's forehead. And even the Janeyu, or sacred thread, is missing. Some argued Saif as Ravan looks more like a Turkish or Mongol invader. Netizens noticed several other changes. Ravan's Pushpak Viman has been replaced by a dragon or a flying bat, leading to questions: is this Ramayana or the Game of Thrones?
आ रहा हूं न्याय के दो पैरों से अन्याय के 10 सर कुचलने।
What followed next was a torrent of memes ripping apart the teaser. BJP leader and legal convener dived into the controversy, claiming alleged Islamization of Ravan and the Vanar Sena, asserting that creative freedom had crossed the Lakshmana Rekha.
The Ravana in this photograph that I see floating around is a guy who looks nothing Indian, who has blue eye makeup and is wearing leather jackets. This is our history they are misrepresenting. They cannot do it in the guise of creative liberty. This is our history. Ramayana is who we were, who we are. It represents this nation.
धस जाए ये धरती या चटक जाए आकाश।
There is a lot of talk on how 500 crore rupees have been spent on the VFX, but the outcome in the teaser did not even come close to meeting expectations of netizens. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, several BJP leaders have jumped into the fray, raising objections, questioning this particular trailer. The Madhya Pradesh government too has said that they will take note of what's played out. Narottam Mishra, Home Minister of Madhya Pradesh, is joining us on this broadcast. नरोत्तम मिश्रा जी, पहले हमको ये बताइए कि क्या आपने ट्रेलर देखे हैं और आपकी आपत्ति क्या है इस ट्रेलर से?
अब जैसे हनुमान जी के अंग वस्त्र थे ना, हमारे यहाँ हनुमान जी के अंग वस्त्रों के बारे में स्पष्ट रूप से लिखा हुआ है कि कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा, हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे, कांधे मूज जने उसाजे। अब जो हमने अंग वस्त्रों का वर्णन हमारे हनुमान चालीसा में है, ग्रंथ में है, आप चमड़े के वस्त्र पहना रहे हो उनको। हनुमान जी के बारे में उनका देह जो उन्होंने काली बताई है, हमारे यहाँ हनुमान जी की देह के बारे में भी बताया है, लाल देह लाली रचे अर्धर लाल लगूर, वज्र देह दानव दलन जय 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 कपिशूर। एक एक चीज़ का वर्णन हमारे शास्त्रों में हर जगह किया गया है और हमारे शास्त्रों के अनुसार हम ऐसा मानते हैं कि जो भी ग्रंथ में हमारे में लिखा है वो सत्य है। जैसे हनुमान चालीसा में लिखा है, पृथ्वी से सूर्य की दूरी युग सहस्त्र योजन पर भानु, तो जितनी दूरी हनुमान चालीसा में लिखी है, नासा के वैज्ञानिकों ने अभी भी उतनी ही दूरी बताई है। तो ये वैज्ञानिक भी वही सिद्ध कर रहे हैं। आज हमारे रामायण में राम सेतु, राम रावण युद्ध का वर्णन किया था। उस समय की तात्कालीन करुणानिधि सरकार ने और कांग्रेस की सरकार ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट में हलफनामा दिया कि राम रावण युद्ध हुआ ही नहीं था, लेकिन नासा के वैज्ञानिकों ने बताया कि हाँ यहाँ राम सेतु है, तो सब मान गए। तो आखिर हमारे ही ग्रंथों पे आपत्ति क्यों कर देते हैं ये?
नहीं, वो तो मतलब वो नरोत्तम मिश्रा जी, एक लीगल फाइट अभी भी है राम सेतु के बारे में, लेकिन इस ट्रेलर के ऊपर काफ़ी आर्ग्यूमेंट्स ये भी है कि क्रिएटिव लिबर्टी कहाँ है। अभी जितनी किताबें हैं, जितनी फिल्में हैं जिसमें रामायण के ऊपर, इसकी स्टोरी लाइन के ऊपर भी है, और इसमें काफ़ी क्रिएटिव लिबर्टी लिए है, इसमें भी शायद वही किया है।
बेटा, मेरा ये निवेदन है कि थोड़ा बहुत लिबर्टी जब लें, देना भी चाहिए, जब ये कभी कभी किसी और धर्म को भी लें। जमेटो आई बाबा महाकाल वाली तो हमारा धर्म, सनी लियोनी ने गाना गाया मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे तो हमारा धर्म, सब्यसाची ने मंगलसूत्र के विज्ञापन को लिया तो हमारा धर्म, काली फिल्म विवादित पोस्टर बना तो हमारा धर्म, ओ माई गॉड पिक्चर आई चित्रगुप्त की वो हमारा धर्म, आश्रम आई तो हमारा धर्म। बाकी और किसी में हिम्मत नहीं है क्या ऐसी? या हम ही सॉफ्ट टारगेट हैं? लिबर्टी हमारे ही धर्म में चाहिए आपको।
तो आप बोल रहे हैं सॉफ्ट टारगेट, लेकिन अगर आप देखोगे कि मतलब जो दूसरा साइड है, हमेशा ये कांस्टेंट आर्ग्यूमेंट रहता है कि हिंदूज टॉलरेंट है, एक टॉलरेंट रिलीजन है, और इसलिए कुछ मतलब थोड़ा क्रिएटिव लिबर्टी भी होना चाहिए। क्या अभी ज़्यादा सेंसिटिव हुए हैं कि सब इश्यू, जितने भी फिल्म, जितने भी किताबें हैं, सब एक कंट्रोवर्सी हो जाता है नरोत्तम मिश्रा जी?
यही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ ना, कि ये जो टॉलरेंस है या जो भी है आप कह रहे हो, ये तरीका ठीक नहीं है कि सिर्फ एक व्यक्ति को बार बार टारगेट की, धर्म को, एक ही बहुसंख्यक लोगों के भावनाओं को आहत करना, ये अच्छा तरीका नहीं है, इसलिए पत्र लिखा है मैंने।
ठीक है। दूसरे कंट्रोवर्सी आपने बताया पहले जवाब में कि जो हनुमान जी पे कंट्रोवर्सी है वो एक चीज़ है, दूसरा है कि जो रावण की डिपिक्शन है इस ट्रेलर में, उस पर भी काफ़ी डिबेट, काफ़ी चर्चा हो रहा है। आपको क्या कहना है इसके बारे में?
अधिकांश पात्रों को उन्होंने अलग अलग रूपों में ही दिखाया है। सीता माता को भी अलग रूप में, उन्होंने अलग वस्त्रों में दिखाया है। इस तरह से उन्होंने सभी पात्रों में कुछ न कुछ छेड़छाड़ की है, जो नहीं, लेकिन
तो फिर आपको लगता है कि जैसे सीता को भी ट्रेलर में दिखाया है, उसमें भी प्रॉब्लम है नरोत्तम मिश्रा जी? क्योंकि सीता तो शायद 10 सेकंड के कम के लिए भी फीचर करते हैं ट्रेलर में।
अब जैसे आपके शब्दों में अंग्रेजी शब्द है ना, ऐसे सीता माता का जो ऊपर अंग वस्त्र पहने हैं उसको अंग्रेजी शब्द है जो मेरी जबान पे नहीं आ रहा है। स्लीप बोलते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं उसे? स्लीप है, स्लीपलेस। हाँ, मैं उतना जानकार नहीं हूँ, थोड़ा अज्ञानी हूँ।
नहीं, तो आप बता रहे हैं, so there's essentially a problem with Ravan's depiction, there's a problem with Sita's depiction, there's a problem with Hanuman's depiction. Are we blowing it out of proportion? नरोत्तम मिश्रा जी, हर कैरेक्टर के ऊपर कुछ ना कुछ कंट्रोवर्सी या इश्यू है अभी।
नहीं, मैं तो संवेदनशील इसलिए हो रहा हूँ, मैं संवेदनशील सिर्फ एक बात पर हूँ कि हर बार हमारा ही धर्म क्यों? इसका जवाब आप दे दीजिए, या डायरेक्टर साहब दे दें, या कोई भी आके दे दे। हर बार एक ही धर्म क्यों? बस इतना सा सवाल है।
ठीक है, तो आपने बताया कि ये आपके प्रॉब्लम है, ये आपकी आपत्ति है। आपकी मांग क्या है अभी फिल्म मेकर से, डायरेक्टर से?
ये दृश्य आपत्तिजनक हटा दे, आपत्तिजनक दृश्य हटा। मैंने लिखित में लिख के दे दिया है ना, मैंने तो ये लिखित में भेजा है पत्र उनको, डायरेक्टर को। कोई ज़्यादा बड़ी मांग नहीं है मेरी, आपत्तिजनक दृश्यों को हटा दें।
लेकिन वो कैसे कर सकते हैं नरोत्तम मिश्रा जी? ये फिल्म जो मतलब पूरे बने हैं, हम सबको पता है कि स्टोरी क्या है, रामायण की स्टोरी है। वो कैसे काट सकते हैं इस फिल्म को कि रावण के जितने भी सीन्स है हटा दे? तो फिर स्टोरी क्या है?
मैंने आपको जितने अभी नाम पढ़ के सुनाए थे ना, मैंने आपको भी जितने, महाकाल की जमेटो आई थी, सनी लियोनी का मधुबन में राधिका गाना आया था, पूरा गाना ही बदल दिया था ना। इसमें महाकाल वाली में पूरा सब्यसाची का मंगलसूत्र बदला था, काली फिल्म के विवादित जो पोस्टर सब बदल गए थे। जैसे वो सब बदले ऐसे ये बदल जाएगा, आप प्रतीक्षा करिए सिर्फ।
ठीक है, Narottam Mishra ji, thank you for joining us here on India Today, taking the time out and speaking to us on this entire controversy. The big news break that's coming from the conversation that I just had with the Madhya Pradesh Home Minister is that he's confirmed he's written to the director Om Raut on this issue. The minister has in fact highlighted to the filmmaker saying that no Indian filmmaker is expected to depict our gods this way. He's also said that sentiments of the people have been hurt. It's natural that their sentiments will be hurt by this teaser. He's also in that letter which he showed here on India Today urged the filmmaker to remove any such depiction and take care that such errors are not repeated in the future. So essentially a warning that's being shot off by the Madhya Pradesh government to the filmmaker Om Raut saying remove these objectionable parts. If that doesn't happen, if the filmmaker doesn't respond, what will happen next? We'll have to wait and watch.
अधर्म का विध्वंस करने
Let's explain to you what this controversy is all about. Obviously, the trailer of Adipurush has ruffled a lot of feathers, and it's particularly over several of the characters. Yes, there's been quite a bit of trolling also over the poor graphics, the poor VFX used in the movie, which is evident from the trailer. But the larger controversy is over the depiction of Ravan, the depiction of Hanuman as well. Let's show you what we've seen largely in most of the films, books, how these iconic epic characters are depicted. Let's begin with Lord Ram. You see a clear similarity here, and that's why Prabhas right now, superstar Prabhas after Bahubali, is being hailed for his depiction of Lord Ram in Adipurush. Very similar to what you've seen largely in other movies and other TV series as well. So over Lord Ram, there's no controversy because you can see that a lot of the elements that make Lord Ram, make his character, have been retained in this depiction as well. Let's show you the other characters. While Lord Ram, there's not much controversy over Hanuman too. Right now, there's a huge controversy over how he's been shown, over his character, over his looks, what he's wearing, all of that. What you see there on the right is the images from one of the most popular depictions of Ramayana and how Hanuman was shown there versus here. You can again see very, very big difference. Now, obviously, there's an attempt to modernize. That's what you can make out at least from these two stills. But in the process, it looks like many people feel that their religious sentiments have also been hurt. So clear difference there in how Hanuman looked in the TV series, films that we've seen growing up versus today's Adipurush. Let's show you the next image, the most controversial of the lot, the depiction of Ravan in this film, or at least in the trailer. Now, what you see there is the image of Ravan. Long hair, no beard, mustache, and you can see that he's wearing a Janayu. He has the tripund as well on his forehead. In Saif Ali Khan's Ravan, which you see here on your screens, he is sporting the tripund in some scenes, in some he isn't. Netizens are saying that's impossible. Ravan was known to be a staunch Shiv Bhakt, a Brahmin, always sported the tripund, and some scenes Ravan in this film isn't showing. Besides that, of course, you can see that the Pushpak Viman has been replaced by a demon that Saif Ali Khan playing Ravan is riding. And you can see in the entire look itself, how Ravan looks there versus here is completely different. Saif Ali Khan sporting a bearded look with short hair, spiked hair. Now, most of us know the classic tale of the Ramayana because it's been told and retold for generations. You've got books, you've got movies, animated series, you name it. The story of Lord Ram, of Ravan, and has had many interpretations, and never has it been under the spotlight so much, or for that matter gotten so much criticism. Is it fair to be questioning Adipurush? Is it fair to be questioning this creative liberty that we've been referring to? Because in our next report, we get you some of the instances of how the story of Ramayana has been used before by storytellers. They too have taken their own liberties without so much controversy.
धस जाए ये धरती या चटक जाए आकाश के हाथों होकर रहेगा न्याय का
The magnum opus Adipurush in the eye of a storm over the portrayal of Ravan by Saif Ali Khan. Based on the epic Ramayana, the makers have clearly taken several liberties while recreating the characters, particularly that of Ravan, and it hasn't gone down well with netizens, with many slamming what they say is an Islamization of Ravan.
सेनापति कंपन, प्रहस्त, महापार्श, दुर्मुख और मंत्रिमंडल के सदस्यगण
Most connect Ravan or Lord Ram from the projection shown in TV series like Ramanand Sagar's Ramayan in the 80s, or even animated shows that some have grown up with. Why is it that everyone is up in arms over this film when there have been several works of art that have previously also experimented with the looks of Lord Ram and Ravan? Let's give you a few instances. The most famous interpretation of the epic has been in the Shiva trilogy books by author Amish Tripathi, which kept the sanctity of these mythological characters intact while telling fictional tales. In 2019, Amish's book Ravan, Enemy of Aryavarta, was published, and it chronicles the life of Ravan until the time he kidnapped Sita. In this book, Ravan's Pushpak Viman is a plain chopper hybrid, but is stuck to the stories of legend when it comes to Ravan, describing him as intelligent, sharp, as multi-talented, and plays the Ravana Hatha instrument. Several films too, like Adi Purush, made their own interpretation. Mani Ratnam's Ravan was a clear retelling of the Ramayan, but with a twist, where he questioned the core story of the Ramayan of Lord Ram as the Maryada Purushottam, and instead Ravan being humanized and someone fighting for his people's rights. There have also been mega hits like SRK's Ravan, which borrowed from the Ramayan epic for the name of the villain.
क्योंकि अब तुम्हारे पास एक नहीं 10 है तो ढूंढो मुझे जीवा और अगर असली रावण नहीं सुना तो गेम ओवर हाथ छोड़ो लक्ष्मण.
Even Main Hoon Na tells the story of two brothers, Ram and Lakshman, with the antagonist character named Raghavan. Bollywood has for long now taken inspiration from the epics and given it their own twist. So is it fair to now pick and criticize Adi Purush? The jury is out. Bureau Report, India Today.
So here on India Today, we believe in putting out all versions, which is why in that report we also highlighted how there have been several interpretations of the Ramayana, and never has there been so much controversy or so much discussion. The teaser for this film has also garnered a lot of attention for other reasons, because many of the images that have come in from the trailer caught netizens' eye, and they started highlighting similarities between Adi Purush, between the images and the scenes that have been shown, at least the so-called grandeur, with scenes from several other very, very popular TV series like Game of Thrones, like the movie Planet of the Apes, and all of this even as the VFX of the film has been referred to as cartoonish and is disappointing. Let's talk about that, the similarities of this teaser, of this trailer with other films and popular TV series.
धस जाए ये धरती या चटक जाए आकाश.
The makers of Adi Purush wouldn't be a happy bunch after the launch of the movie's trailer triggered a tsunami of outrage, bound to release next January.
आ रहा हूँ न्याय के 2 पैरों से अन्याय के 10 सर कुचलने.
Apart from portrayal of Ravan and Hanuman, its VFX has also been scrutinized intensely on social media, with many describing it shoddy. Now, netizens are picking apart the teaser frame by frame and comparing it with many blockbuster Hollywood movies. While some have claimed that Ravan's flying demon, inspired by the dragons in the Game of Thrones, some have have called out the look of the Vanar Sena, claiming that they look straight out of the planet of the apes.
No mercy, no peace. This is war. Apes together, strong.
Similarities have also been drawn between the underwater scene of Lord Ram in the movie with shots of Jason Momoa in Aquaman.
Now I need something more.
Potterheads have claimed that the demons swirling over Ram look like Dementors from the Harry Potter saga. Marvel fans haven't been kind to the movie either. From comparing the walk of Ravan to Hela in Ragnarok.
I'm Hela.
I'm just a janitor.
You look like a smart boy with good survival instincts.
To Ram walking with Lakshman and Hanuman to the iconic Avengers Assemble shot, the similarities drawn are many.
Assemble.
Made with a budget of 500 crore rupees, Adi Purush is one of the most expensive Indian films ever made. The filmmakers could now be hoping that movie buffs will now pass these apparent flaws when Adi Purush hits the theatres in January. Bureau Report, India Today.
And it's because of this and much more that you're seeing boycott Adi Purush currently trending on social media. India Today was the first to get you all the reactions to the controversy playing out over this particular film. So trust us to get you all the latest updates on this.
You are watching India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now. Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now. Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Evolution. In the year 1859, Charles Darwin published a book that turned the world on its head, On the Origin of Species, which explained one of nature's sharpest impulses with startling clarity: the process of natural selection. 2 decades later, on India's western shores, a political outfit began its journey. Born from a reprisal against the masters that ruled, it gradually became a struggle for freedom, a dream that came true in August 1947.
A century-long sustainability of a political party, those fundamental convictions remain valid till today.
Those fundamental values of pluralism, of humanism, of living and letting other people live, that is what is the sine qua non of the Congress party.
We want to keep the country united. When the Congress is united, country was united.
But what Darwin told the world about evolution did come true with this political outfit.
हम इस भारत को एक सुंदर भारत, एक साफ भारत, एक प्रगतिशील भारत, एक चमकता भारत हम बनाएंगे.
The strength of the Congress, when it is in power, that the Congress is doubly strong when it is sitting on the opposition benches.
It grew, it matured, and it evolved.
I will endeavor to measure up to the responsibilities which this position imposes.
ये पार्टी कहीं खत्म नहीं हुई, ये पार्टी बहुत आसानी से जग जाती है.
But over time it became clear that the outfit had begun to overlook the most crucial core of Darwin's theory, that only and only the fittest survive.
Unfortunately, we haven't changed with the changing times. Congress used to be the predominant political party in India. We used to set the narrative for India.
There is no relevance. You did it by yourself. It is your karma.
Cut to 2022, 75 years after independence, and that party that won India its freedom faces a fully Darwinian crisis.
Modern politics, the perception depends on the kind of narrative we trigger.
So unless we rise to the occasion and change our own views about the new realities, then we can't keep in touch or keep pace with the changing country.
Today, whether they vote or not, we feel that they are on one umbrella. We are.
Cutting across to Amit Shah, speaking at Baramulla, Jammu and Kashmir. Listen in.
प्रणाम कर कर याद करना चाहता हूं, जिन्होंने पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ लड़ते लड़ते अपनी जान देकर अपनी मातृभूमि की रक्षा की थी. और उस वक्त अगर सन 47 में मकबूल सेवानी जैसे वीर नौजवानों ने अपने इस क्षेत्र को बचाया न होता, तो आज यहाँ पर भी पाक ऑक्यूपाई कश्मीर जैसा हाल होता. न बिजली होती, न पानी होता, न अस्पताल होता. आज मैं फिर से एक बार मकबूल सेवानी को प्रणाम कर कर उनको श्रद्धांजलि देकर मेरी बात की याद करना चाहता हूं. मित्रों, जम्मू के पीर पंजाल की पहाड़ियां और चिनाब और कश्मीर घाटी से बना हुआ एक क्षेत्र दुनिया में सबसे खूबसूरत क्षेत्रों में माना जाता है. मैं यहाँ 3 दिन से हुआ, तीसरा दिन है। मैं जहां पर भी गया, एलजी साहब को मैं विशेष धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं। मोदी जी और मनोज सिन्हा जी ने जो विकास के काम किए हैं, उसकी खुशी यहाँ की जनता के चेहरे पर दिखाई पड़ती है। मित्रों, आज मैं कहना चाहता हूं, कुछ दिन पहले महबूबा मुफ्ती जी का मैंने एक ट्वीट पढ़ा था कि एचएम आप आ रहे हो, हिसाब देकर जाना कि क्या दिया है कश्मीर को। महबूबा जी, कान खोलकर सुन लीजिए, आंख खोलकर देख लीजिए, आप और फारूक साहब दोनों देख लीजिए, हमने क्या दिया है इसका मैं हिसाब देता हूं। मगर 75 साल तक आपके 3 परिवारों ने यहां शासन किया, उन्होंने क्या दिया उसका हिसाब जरा बाद में करना। सबसे पहला काम मोदी जी ने गांव तक जमहूरियत को पहुंचाने का किया है। पहले कश्मीर के अंदर जमहूरियत की व्याख्या थी 3 परिवार, 87 विधायक और 6 सांसद। और आज मोदी जी ने 5 अगस्त के बाद जम्मू कश्मीर में जमहूरियत को जमीन तक, गांव तक पहुंचाने का काम किया है। और आज घाटी और जम्मू दोनों क्षेत्र में 30,000 से ज्यादा लोग पंचायत, तहसील पंचायत और मस्जिद में कुछ चल रहा है क्या?
एक कल्ला है म्यावल तस्वीर क्या
मुझे अभी चिट्ठी मिली मस्जिद में, समय हुआ है प्रार्थना का, अब समाप्त हो गया। मैं चालू करूं क्या फिर से? जरा जोर से बोलो, चालू करूं भाई? मोदी जी ने जमहूरियत को 30,000 लोगों तक पहुंचाने का काम किया है। अब तक 370 जाने के पहले 87 विधायक, 6 सांसद और 3 परिवार था, मुफ्ती परिवार, अब्दुल्ला परिवार और गांधी परिवार। और अब मोदी जी ने लोकतंत्र को गांव के पंच, सरपंच, बीडीसी और जिला पंचायत तक पहुंचाकर 30,000 लोगों को जोड़ने का काम किया है। मित्रों, 30,000 मित्रों, आज तक ये 3 परिवारों ने भ्रष्टाचार रोकने के लिए पूरे देश भर में एंटी करप्शन ब्यूरो था, मगर ये 3 परिवारों ने मेरे जम्मू कश्मीर के अंदर एंटी करप्शन ब्यूरो को घुसने नहीं दिया था। मैं समझ नहीं पाता था क्यों घुसने नहीं दिया। जब यहां आया 1 साल पहले, एक जर्नलिस्ट ने कहा कि साहब एंटी करप्शन ब्यूरो अगर बनेगा तो वो ही धर लिए जाएंगे, वो भला क्यों करेंगे। मुझे बताओ माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, इतनी बड़ी संख्या में उपस्थित हो, गरीबों का पैसा भ्रष्टाचार की भेंट चढ़ना चाहिए क्या? जरा जोर से बोलिए, चढ़ना चाहिए क्या? मोदी जी ने तय किया है गरीबों का पैसा गरीब तक पहुंचेगा। मित्रों, आज मैं पूछने आया हूं फारूक साहब और महबूबा जी को, आप हिसाब लाइए, 70 साल तक ये 3 परिवारों ने शासन किया, कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट आया जम्मू कश्मीर में, कितनी इंडस्ट्री आई, कितने कल कारखाने लगे, कितने युवाओं को रोजगारी मिली। 70 साल के अंदर सिर्फ 15,000 करोड़ का इन्वेस्टमेंट आया। और मोदी जी ने ये 3 साल में 56,000 करोड़ का इन्वेस्टमेंट आज जम्मू कश्मीर में आने का काम किया है। पहले ये टेररिस्ट हॉटस्पॉट था, आज टूरिस्ट हॉटस्पॉट बना। मित्रों, कश्मीर में घाटी में सबसे ज्यादा साल के 6 लाख सैलानी आया करते थे, आज मैं यहां पर अक्टूबर में आया हूं, जोर से ताली बजाइएगा। पहले 6 लाख आते थे, अक्टूबर तक 22 लाख प्रवासी यहां आ चुके हैं, जिससे कितने युवाओं को रोजगारी मिली है और ये सिलसिला आगे बढ़ने वाला है। पहले क्या दिया घाटी के युवाओं, मैं बताता हूं आपने क्या दिया। महबूबा जी, फारूक साहब, आपने घाटी के युवाओं के हाथ में पत्थर पकड़ाया, बंदूक पकड़ाई और मोदी जी ने यहां पर इंडस्ट्री लाकर उसके हाथ में मोबाइल और लैपटॉप पकड़ाने का काम किया है, जिससे युवा अपने आप को रोजगार युक्त कर पाए। मित्रों, आज मैं जब यहां आया हूं तब एक बात बताना चाहता हूं, दहशतगर्दी से कभी किसी का भला हो सकता है क्या? आतंकवाद ने दुनिया में किसी का भला किया, ऐसी कोई घटना हो तो मुझे आतंकवाद के पैरोकार जो है वो बता दे। दहशतगर्दी से किसी का भला नहीं है। जम्मू कश्मीर के 42,000 लोग 90 से लेकर आज तक दहशतगर्दी के भेंट चढ़ गए, आतंकवाद के भेंट चढ़ गए। मुझे बताइए भाइयों बहनों माताओं, ये 42,000 लोगों की मृत्यु के लिए कौन जिम्मेदार है? ये 3 परिवार ने शासन किया, वो जिम्मेदार है। अब आतंकवाद धीरे धीरे समाप्ति की ओर जाता है। कुछ लोग यहां पर पाकिस्तान की बात करते थे, मैं आज उनको कहना चाहता हूं, कभी भी आप आइए, हमारे लोगों के साथ बैठिए, पाक ऑक्यूपाई कश्मीर में कितने गांव में बिजली है इसका हिसाब लेकर आइए। मैं बताता हूं, आज हमारे कश्मीर के अंदर हर गांव में बिजली पहुंच चुकी है। माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, भगवान न करे आपके घर में कोई बीमारी आ जाए तो मोदी जी ने 5 लाख तक का इलाज पूरा फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट कर दिया। 77 लाख लोगों को कार्ड देकर आज इलाज के लिए एक भी पैसा खर्च नहीं करना है। 1 लाख लोग ऐसे थे जिनके पास ये बर्फीली हवाओं में भी रहने का पक्का घर नहीं था। 70 साल तक मुफ्ती एंड कंपनी ने, ये अब्दुल्ला एंड सन्स ने शासन किया, मगर 1 लाख लोगों को घर नहीं मिला था। मोदी जी ने 14 से लेकर 22 तक कश्मीर में और जम्मू में 1 लाख लोगों को घर देने का काम किया है। मित्रों, ये सबसे बड़ी उपलब्धि है। मित्रों, लगभग 12,41,000 इतनी बड़ी संख्या में माताएं बहनें बैठी है। 12 लाख परिवारों को गैस का सिलेंडर देकर चूल्हे के धुएं से मुक्ति देने का काम देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने किया। लगभग 11,87,000 किसानों के अकाउंट में हर साल 6,000 रुपया जमा किया जाता है। जल जीवन मिशन के तहत 58% लोगों के घर में नल से जल पहुंचाने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने पूरा कर दिया है। मित्रों, आप एक बात बताइए, ये मुझे सलाह देते हैं कि पाकिस्तान से बातचीत करो। मुझे सलाह देते हैं, जिन्होंने 70 साल तक यहां राज किया, वो लोग सलाह देते हैं पाकिस्तान से बात करो। मेरा स्पष्ट मत है, मैं पाकिस्तान से बात करना नहीं चाहता। मेरे बारामूला के गुर्जर, पहाड़ी और बकरवाल भाइयों बहनों को बात करना चाहता। मैं कश्मीर के युवाओं को बात करना चाहता। जरा खुली नजर से, खुले दिमाग से सोचिए, जिन्होंने दहशतगर्दी फैलाई, इसने कश्मीर का क्या भला किया है? आज पूरे देश के सभी राज्य आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, कश्मीर को भी वो रेस के अंदर लाना है। हमें आतंकवादी की बताए हुए रास्ते पे नहीं जाना। कश्मीर का युवा देश के विकास में जुड़े, कश्मीर का युवा पढ़ लिख कर नौकरी प्राप्त कर उद्योगों के साथ जुड़े, ये करने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी जी कर रहे हैं। मेरा आपसे निवेदन है कि आप इसमें आपका सहयोग दीजिए। मित्रों, दो मॉडल है यहाँ। एक तो मोदी जी का मॉडल है जो विकास, शांति, सद्भाव और रोजगारी देता है, और एक गुपकार मॉडल है। गुपकार मॉडल ने क्या दिया? पुलवामा का अटैक करा दिया। और आज मोदी जी ने क्या करा? पुलवामा में 2000 करोड़ के खर्चे से अस्पताल बनाने का काम किया। गुपकार मॉडल क्या कर रहा है? पाकिस्तानी आतंकवादियों को लाल जाजम बिठाकर यहां पर ला रहा है। मोदी मॉडल क्या कर रहा है? 56,000 करोड़ के इन्वेस्टमेंट को जमीन पर उतारकर मेरे बारामूला के युवाओं को रोजगारी देने का काम ये नरेंद्र मोदी मॉडल कर रहा है। मित्रों, युवाओं के लिए गुपकार मॉडल में क्या है? पत्थर है, बंद कॉलेज है, हाथ में मशीन गन है। नरेंद्र मोदी मॉडल में क्या है? IIM है, IIT है, एम्स है, नीट है। युवा को पढ़ाई लिखाई चाहिए। अब्दुल्ला साहब, युवा के हाथ में पत्थर नहीं चाहिए। और मित्रों, युवा के हाथ में से पत्थर लेकर पढ़ाई लिखाई कराने का काम हमारे नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया है। मित्रों, हमने एक पॉलिटिकल प्रोसेस शुरू की है। मैं आपको भरोसा दिलाना चाहता हूं कि जैसे ही चुनाव आयोग का मतदाता सूची बनाने का काम समाप्त हो जाएगा, पूरी पारदर्शिता के साथ कश्मीर के अंदर चुनाव करा दिए जाएंगे। आपके खुद के चुने हुए नुमाइंदे यहाँ पर शासन करेंगे। माताओं, बहनों और भाइयों, मैं परिसीमन की बात करना चाहता हूं। पहले जो परिसीमन किया, डिलिमिटेशन किया, ऐसे किया था कि आप कुछ भी करो, ये 3 परिवार के लोग ही चुनकर आएंगे। मोदी जी ने जिस प्रकार की दखल नहीं की, और आज चुनाव आयोग ने जो डिलिमिटेशन किया है, इसके परिणाम स्वरूप आपके ही नुमाइंदे जीत कर आएंगे, आपके नुमाइंदे ही यहां पर शासन करेंगे। मित्रों, दहशतगर्दी से मोदी जी ने लगभग कश्मीर को मुक्त कर दिया है। और आज मैं आप सभी को कहना चाहता हूं, दहशतगर्दों का साथ गांव में भी कोई देता है तो उसको समझाइए, उसको वापिस लाइए, उसको मेन स्ट्रीम में लाइए। दहशतगर्दी से, आतंकवाद से कश्मीर का भला नहीं होने वाला। कश्मीर का भला जमहूरियत से होने वाला है। कश्मीर का भला इंडस्ट्री लगने से होने वाला है। कश्मीर का भला एम्स लगने से होने वाला है। कश्मीर का भला IIM लगने से होने वाला है। मित्रों, बारामूला के अंदर एक जमाने में जब ये 3 परिवार का शासन था, 132 करोड़ का बजट था। कितना था बारामूला वालों, बताइएगा? 132 करोड़। जरा जोर से बोले, कितना था? 132 करोड़। और 2022-23 में मोदी जी के शासन में 132 करोड़ से बढ़ाकर 1515 करोड़ तक पहुंचाने का काम देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया है। DDC और BDC के लिए 110 करोड़ रुपया अलग से दिया है। बारामूला में सरकारी मेडिकल कॉलेज बन रहा है, जो यहाँ के बच्चों को डॉक्टर बनाकर कश्मीर के गरीब भाइयों बहनों का इलाज कराने का काम करेगा। एक्सप्रेसवे नारवल से बारामूला तक, राष्ट्रीय राजमार्ग और बारामूला से उरी तक 850 करोड़ की लागत से एक्सप्रेसवे बनाया है। गुलमर्ग से पर्यटक बारामूला आना चाहते हैं। बारामूला बाबा रेसी गुलमर्ग तक 43 किलोमीटर का सड़क 85 करोड़ के खर्च से बनाने का काम देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी ने किया है। मित्रों, 847 करोड़ रुपए से 1.5 लाख परिवारों को शिक्षा के क्षेत्र के तहत आज शामिल करने का हमने फैसला किया है। जो मेडिकल कॉलेज लगेंगे वो मुफ्त अस्पताल भी चलाएंगे। 5 नए डिग्री कॉलेज डांगी, वाचा, हादीपुर, बोनियार, क्रीरी और बोमई में स्थापने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने किया है। और बारामूला की मेरी क्षेत्र की बच्चियों के लिए 100 बिस्तर की क्षमता के साथ गुर्जर बकरवालों का एक बच्चियों का छात्रालय रेसिडेंस स्कूल भी बनाने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने किया है। 402 पंचायतों में 2 स्टेडियम और हर पंचायत के अंदर खेल के मैदान बनाए हैं। 10 करोड़ रुपया की लागत से 2 इंडोर स्टेडियम भी बन रहे हैं। और गुलमर्ग में, सिर्फ मैं गुलमर्ग की बात करता हूं, आपसे सटा हुआ है, 4 लाख प्रवासी आए थे, 4 लाख टूरिस्ट आए थे। उससे बढ़कर 13 लाख टूरिस्ट सिर्फ सितंबर माह तक गुलमर्ग में आ चुके हैं। मित्रों, आज मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि हजारों करोड़ रुपए के बिजली के कारखाने लगे, हजारों करोड़ रुपए की सिंचाई की योजनाएं लगी हैं। और ये सारा जब लगता है तो समृद्धि कश्मीर की घाटी में ही आने वाली है। माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, रेल नेटवर्क के सुधार के लिए उधमपुर श्रीनगर बारामूला रेल लिंक का काम शुरू कर दिया गया है। प्रधानमंत्री सड़क योजना के तहत 3167 करोड़ रुपया की 119 नई सड़कें बनाने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने किया है। और मित्रों, मैं आज आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी जो इंडस्ट्रियल पैकेज लेकर आए हैं उसके तहत 56,000 करोड़ का निवेश आज देश से कश्मीर के अंदर आया है, जिसके तहत 5 लाख लोगों को रोजगारी मिलने की संभावना है। 5 लाख युवाओं। मित्रों, ये विकास इसलिए हो रहा है कि यहां अलगाववाद की बात करने वाले आज साइड ट्रैक में मेडिकल कॉलेज 2047 से 14 तक, मैं बबुआ जी और फारूक साहब सुन ले, 2047 से 2014 तक आपके परिवारों ने शासन किया, सिर्फ 4 मेडिकल कॉलेज बनाए थे। 14 से 22 तक 9 मेडिकल कॉलेज नए बनाने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया। 15 नर्सिंग कॉलेज बनाए। पहले 500 डॉक्टर यहां से निकलते थे, अब 1300 डॉक्टर यहां से निकलकर देश भर की और जम्मू कश्मीर की सेवा करेंगे। कश्मीर में एम्स बनाया है, कश्मीर में नीट बनाया है, अनंतनाग, बारामूला, वहां पर नई मेडिकल कॉलेज बनाई है, नीट कश्मीर में बनाया है, जम्मू और कश्मीर में 2 क्लस्टर विश्वविद्यालय बनाए हैं, BSc नर्सिंग कॉलेज और 2 कैंसर इंस्टीट्यूट भी कश्मीर में बनाने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया है। और मित्रों, सबसे बड़ी बात मैं आप लोगों को ये करने आया हूं कि धारा 370 के कारण मेरे गुर्जर, बकरवाल और पहाड़ियों को आरक्षण का फायदा नहीं मिलता। आप लोगों को अब तक आरक्षण मिलता था क्या? बताइए, मिलता था? शिक्षा में भी नहीं मिलता था, सरकारी नौकरियों में भी नहीं मिलता था, चुनाव के अंदर भी आपको आरक्षण नहीं मिलता था। मोदी जी ने धारा 370 हटाई और अब एसटी का आरक्षण मिलेगा। इसके साथ साथ मोदी जी ने एक आयोग बनाया, जस्टिस शर्मा का आयोग।
All right, cutting across to Prime Minister Modi in Uttar Pradesh, in Himachal Pradesh is Bilaspur. Let's take a listen.
जयराम ठाकुर जी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के
राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष, हम सबके मार्गदर्शक और इसी धरती के संतान श्रीमान जेपी नड्डा जी, केंद्रीय मंत्रिमंडल में मेरे सहयोगी और हमारे सांसद श्री अनुराग ठाकुर जी, हिमाचल भाजपा के अध्यक्ष और संसद में मेरे साथी सुरेश कश्यप जी, संसद के मेरे साथी किशन कपूर जी, बहन इंदु गोस्वामी जी, डॉक्टर सिकंदर कुमार जी, अन्य मंत्रीगण, सांसद और विधायकगण और भारी संख्या में हम सबको आशीर्वाद देने के लिए पधारे हुए मेरे प्यारे भाइयों और बहनों, आप सभी को, संपूर्ण देशवासियों को विजयादशमी के अवसर पर अनंत अनंत शुभकामनाएं। ये पावन पर्व हर बुराई से पार पाते हुए अमृत काल के लिए जिन पंच प्राणों का संकल्प देश ने लिया है, उन पर चलने के लिए नई ऊर्जा देगा। मेरा सौभाग्य है कि विजयादशमी पर हिमाचल प्रदेश के लोगों को स्वास्थ्य, शिक्षा, रोजगार और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के हजारों करोड़ रुपए के प्रोजेक्ट्स इसका उपहार देने का अवसर मिला है। और ये भी देखिए संयोग, विजयादशमी हो और विजय का रणसिंगा फूंकने का अवसर मिले, ये भविष्य के हर विजय के आगाज लेकर के आया है। बिलासपुर को तो शिक्षा और स्वास्थ्य सेवा का डबल गिफ्ट मिला है। कलुरारी, बंदले, धारा ऊपर हाइड्रो कॉलेज, कने थल्ले एम्स हुणे ऐतिरी पहचान हुई। भाइयों और बहनों, यहां विकास योजनाओं को आपको सौंपने के बाद, जैसा जयराम जी ने बताया, एक और सांस्कृतिक साक्षी का विकार विरासत का साक्षी बनने जा रहा हूं। और बहुत वर्षों बाद मुझे एक बार फिर कुल्लू दशहरे का हिस्सा बनने का सौभाग्य मिलेगा। सैकड़ों देवी देवताओं के साथ भगवान रघुनाथ जी की यात्रा में शामिल होकर मैं देश के लिए भी आशीर्वाद मांगूंगा। और आज जब बिलासपुर आया हूं तो पुरानी यादें ताजा होना बहुत स्वाभाविक है। वो भी एक वक्त था कि यहां पैदल टहलते थे। कभी मैं, धूमल जी, नड्डा जी पैदल यहां बाजार से निकल पड़ते थे। हम एक बहुत बड़ा रथ यात्रा का कार्यक्रम लेकर भी यहां बिलासपुर की गलियों से गुजरे थे। और तब स्वर्ण जयंती रथ यात्रा यहां से होकर, और वो भी मेन मार्केट से निकली थी और वहां जनसभा हुई थी। और अनेक बार मेरा यहां आना हुआ, आप लोगों के बीच रहना हुआ है।
हिमाचल की इस भूमि पर काम करते हुए मुझे निरंतर हिमाचल की विकास यात्रा का सही यात्री बनने का अवसर मिला है। और मैं अभी सुन रहा था, अनुराग जी बड़े जोर जोर से बोल रहे थे कि ये मोदी जी ने किया, ये मोदी जी ने किया, ये मोदी जी ने कहा। हमारे नड्डा जी भी कह रहे थे ये मोदी जी ने किया, ये मोदी जी ने किया। और हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जयराम जी भी कह रहे थे मोदी जी ने किया, मोदी जी ने किया। लेकिन मैं सच्चाई बता दूं, सच्चाई बता दूं किसने किया, बता दो। ये जो कुछ भी हो रहा है ना, वो आपने किया है, आपके कारण हुआ है। अगर आप दिल्ली में सिर्फ मोदी जी को आशीर्वाद देते और हिमाचल में मोदी जी के साथियों को आशीर्वाद न देते तो ये सारे कामों में वो अड़ंगे डाल देते। ये तो जयराम जी और उनकी टीम है कि जो काम दिल्ली से मैं लेके आता हूं उसको तेज गति से लोग दौड़ाते हैं, इसलिए हो रहा है। और ये अगर एम्स बना है तो आपके एक वोट की ताकत है, अगर टनल बना है तो आपके एक वोट की ताकत है, हाइड्रो इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज बना है तो ये आपके वोट की ताकत है, अगर मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क बन रहा है तो ये भी आपके वोट की ताकत है। और इसलिए आज मैं हिमाचल की अपेक्षाओं को ध्यान में रखते हुए एक के बाद एक विकास के काम कर रहा हूं। विकास को लेकर हमने देश में लंबे समय तक एक विकृत सोच को हावी होते देखा है। ये सोच क्या थी? अच्छी सड़कें होगी तो कुछ राज्यों और कुछ बड़े शहरों में होगी, दिल्ली के आसपास होगी। अच्छे शिक्षण संस्थान होंगे तो बहुत बड़े बड़े शहरों में होंगे। अच्छे अस्पताल होंगे वो तो दिल्ली में ही हो सकता है, बाहर हो ही नहीं सकता है। उद्योग धंधे लगेंगे तो भी बड़े बड़े जगह पे लगेंगे। और विशेषकर देश के पहाड़ी प्रदेशों में मूल सुविधाएं तक सबसे अंत में कई कई वर्षों के इंतजार के बाद पहुंचती थी। उस पुरानी सोच को और उस सोच का नतीजा ये हुआ कि इससे देश में विकास का एक बड़ा असंतुलन पैदा हो गया। इस वजह से देश का एक बड़ा हिस्सा, वहां के लोग असुविधा में, अभाव में रहे। पिछले 8 वर्षों में देश अब उस पुरानी सोच को पीछे छोड़कर नई सोच, आधुनिक सोच के साथ आगे बढ़ रहा है। अब देखिए, लंबे समय तक, और मैं तो जब यहां आता था मैं लगातार देखता था जी, यहां एक यूनिवर्सिटी से ही गुजारा होता था। और इलाज हो या फिर मेडिकल की पढ़ाई, आईजीएमसी शिमला और टाटा मेडिकल कॉलेज पर ही निर्भरता थी। टाटा मेडिकल कॉलेज पर गंभीर बीमारियों का इलाज हो या फिर शिक्षा या रोजगार, चंडीगढ़ और दिल्ली जाना और हिमाचल के लिए मजबूरी बन गया था। लेकिन बीते 8 वर्षों में हमारी डबल इंजन की सरकार ने हिमाचल की विकास गाथा को नए आयाम पर पहुंचा दिया है। आज हिमाचल में सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी भी है, आईआईटी भी है, ट्रिपल आईटी भी है, इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट IIM जैसे प्रतिष्ठित संस्थान भी है। देश में मेडिकल शिक्षा और स्वास्थ्य का सबसे बड़ा संस्थान एम्स भी अब बिलासपुर और हिमाचल की जनता की आन बान शान बढ़ा रहा है। बिलासपुर एम्स एक और बदलाव का प्रतीक भी है और एम्स के अंदर भी ये ग्रीन एम्स के नाम से जाना जाएगा। पूरी तरह पर्यावरण प्रेमी एम्स, प्रकृति प्रेमी एम्स। अभी हमारे सभी साथियों ने बताया, पहले सरकारें शिलान्यास का पत्थर लगाती थी और चुनाव निकलने के बाद भूल जाती थी। आज भी हिमाचल में जाओगे, हमारे धूमल जी ने एक बार कार्यक्रम किया था, कहां कहां पत्थर पड़े हैं ढूंढने का, और ढेर सारे ऐसे कार्यक्रम जहां पत्थर पड़े थे, काम नहीं हुआ था। मुझे याद है, मैं एक बार रेलवे का रिव्यू कर रहा था, आपके ऊना के पास एक रेलवे लाइन बिछानी थी। 35 साल पहले निर्णय हुआ था, 35 साल पहले पार्लियामेंट में घोषणा हुई थी, लेकिन फिर फाइल बंद। हिमाचल को कौन पूछेगा भाई? लेकिन ये तो हिमाचल का बेटा है, वो हिमाचल को भूल नहीं सकता। लेकिन हमारी सरकार की पहचान है कि जिस प्रोजेक्ट का शिलान्यास करती है उसका लोकार्पण भी करती है। अटकना, लटकना, भटकना वो जमाना चला गया दोस्तों। साथियों, राष्ट्र रक्षा में हमेशा से हिमाचल का बहुत बड़ा योगदान रहा है। जो हिमाचल पूरे देश में राष्ट्र रक्षा के वीरों के लिए जाना जाता है, वो हिमाचल अब इस एम्स के बाद जीवन रक्षा के लिए भी महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाने वाला है। साल 2014 तक हिमाचल में सिर्फ 3 मेडिकल कॉलेज थे, जिसमें 2 सरकारी थे। पिछले 8 सालों में 5 नए सरकारी मेडिकल कॉलेज हिमाचल में बने हैं। 2014 तक अंडर और पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट मिलाकर सिर्फ 500 विद्यार्थी पढ़ सकते थे। आज ये संख्या 1200 से अधिक, यानी 2 गुने से भी ज्यादा हो चुकी है। एम्स भी हर साल अनेक नए डॉक्टर बनेंगे, नर्सिंग से जुड़े युवा यहां ट्रेनिंग पाएंगे। और मुझे जयराम जी की टीम को, जयराम जी को, भारत सरकार के आरोग्य मंत्री और आरोग्य मंत्रालय को विशेष रूप से बधाई देनी है। जब नड्डा जी आरोग्य मंत्री थे, उस समय हमने निर्णय किया, फिर नड्डा जी के जिम्मे बहुत बड़ा दायित्व आ गया, मैं शिलान्यास भी कर गया। इसी कालखंड में कोरोना की भयंकर महामारी आई और हम जानते हैं हिमाचल के वाले लोग तो कि हिमाचल में कोई भी कंस्ट्रक्शन का काम करना है तो कितना मुश्किल होता है। एक एक चीज पहाड़ पर लाना कितना दिक्कत भरा होता है। जो काम नीचे 1 घंटे में होता है, उसको यहां पहाड़ों में करने के लिए 1 दिन लग जाता है। उसके बावजूद भी, कोरोना की कठिनाई के बावजूद भी भारत सरकार का आरोग्य मंत्रालय और जयराम जी के राज्य सरकार की टीम ने मिलकर के जो काम किया, आज एम्स मौजूद है, एम्स काम करने लग गया है। मेडिकल कॉलेज ही नहीं, हमने एक और दिशा में आगे बढ़े, दवाओं और जीवन रक्षक टीकों के निर्माता के रूप में भी हिमाचल की भूमिका का बहुत अधिक विस्तार किया जा रहा है। बल्क ड्रग्स पार्क के लिए देश में सिर्फ 3 राज्यों को चुना गया है, 3, और उसमें से एक कौन सा राज्य है भाई? कौन सा राज्य है? हिमाचल है। आपको गर्व हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है? ये आपके बच्चों के उज्जवल भविष्य का शिलान्यास है कि नहीं है? ये आपके बच्चों के उज्जवल भविष्य की गारंटी है कि नहीं है? हम काम बड़ी मजबूती से करते हैं और आज की पीढ़ी के लिए भी करते हैं, आने वाली पीढ़ी के लिए भी करते हैं। उसी प्रकार से मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क के लिए 4 राज्यों को चुना गया, जहां आज मेडिकल में टेक्नोलॉजी का भरपूर उपयोग हो रहा है, विशिष्ट प्रकार के औजारों की जरूरत पड़ती है। उसको बनाने के लिए देश में 4 राज्य चुने गए। इतना बड़ा हिंदुस्तान, इतनी बड़ी जनसंख्या, हिमाचल तो मेरा छोटा सा राज्य है, लेकिन ये वीरों की धरती है और मैंने यहां की रोटी खाई है, मुझे कर्ज भी चुका रहा है। और इसलिए चौथा मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क कहां बन रहा है? ये चौथा मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क कहां बन रहा है? आपके हिमाचल में बन रहा है दोस्त। दुनिया भर के बड़े बड़े लोग यहां आएंगे। नालागढ़ में ये मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क का शिलान्यास इसी का हिस्सा है। इस डिवाइस पार्क के निर्माण के लिए हजारों करोड़ रुपए का निवेश यहां होगा। इससे जुड़े अनेक छोटे और लघु उद्योग आसपास विकसित होंगे। इससे यहां के हजारों युवाओं को रोजगार के अवसर मिलेंगे। साथियों, हिमाचल का एक पक्ष और है जिसमें यहां विकास की अनंत संभावनाएं छुपी है। ये पक्ष है मेडिकल टूरिज्म का। यहां की आबोहवा, यहां का मौसम, यहां का वातावरण, यहां की जुड़ी जड़ी बूटियां, यहां का अच्छे स्वास्थ्य के लिए बहुत उपयुक्त वातावरण, आज भारत मेडिकल टूरिज्म को लेकर दुनिया का एक बहुत बड़ा आकर्षण केंद्र बन रहा है। जब देश और दुनिया के लोग हिंदुस्तान में मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट के लिए आना चाहेंगे तो यहां का प्राकृतिक सौंदर्य इतना बढ़िया है कि वे यहां आएंगे। एक प्रकार के उनके लिए आरोग्य का लाभ भी होगा और पर्यटन का भी लाभ होने वाला है। हिमाचल के तो दोनों हाथ में लड्डू है। साथियों, केंद्र सरकार का प्रयास है कि गरीब और मध्यम वर्ग का इलाज, उस पर खर्च कम से कम हो, ये इलाज भी बेहतर मिले और इसके लिए उसको दूर तक जाना भी न पड़े। इसलिए आज एम्स मेडिकल कॉलेज जिला अस्पतालों में क्रिटिकल केयर सुविधाओं और गांवों में हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर बनाने पर एक सीमलेस कनेक्टिविटी पर हम काम कर रहे हैं। उस पर बल दिया जा रहा है। आयुष्मान भारत योजना के तहत हिमाचल के अधिकतर परिवारों को 5 लाख रुपए तक के मुफ्त इलाज की सुविधा मिल रही है। इस योजना के तहत अभी तक देश भर में 3,07,00,000 गरीब मरीजों का मुफ्त इलाज हो चुका है और इसमें से 1.5 लाख तो लाभार्थी ये मेरे हिमाचल के मेरे परिवारजन है। देश में इन सभी साथियों के इलाज पर सरकार अब तक 45,000 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक खर्च कर चुकी है। अगर आयुष्मान भारत योजना ना होती तो इसका करीब 2 गुना यानी लगभग 90,000 करोड़ रुपए इन जो मरीज लोग थे उन परिवारों को अपने जेब से देना पड़ता। यानी इतनी बड़ी बचत भी गरीब और मध्यम वर्ग के परिवार को बेहतरीन इलाज के साथ मिली है। साथियों, मेरे लिए एक और संतोष की बात है, सरकार की इस प्रकार की योजनाओं का सबसे अधिक लाभ हमारी माताओं को, बहनों को, बेटियों को मिला है। और हम तो जानते हैं हमारी मां बहनों का स्वभाव होता है, कितनी ही तकलीफ हो, शरीर में कितनी ही पीड़ा होती हो, लेकिन वो परिवार में किसी को बताती नहीं है। वो सहन करती भी है, काम भी करती है, पूरे परिवार को संभालती भी है, क्योंकि उसके मन में रहता है कि अगर बीमारी का पता परिवार के लोगों को लगेगा, बच्चों को लगेगा, तो वो कर्ज कर करके भी मेरा उपचार कराएंगे। और मां सोचती है अरे बीमारी में थोड़ा समय निकाल दूंगी, लेकिन बच्चों पे कर्ज नहीं होने दूंगी, मैं अस्पताल जाके खर्च नहीं करूंगी। इन माताओं की चिंता कौन करेगा? क्या मेरी माताएं इस प्रकार की यातनाएं चुपचाप सहती रहे? ये बेटा किस काम का? और उसी भावना से आयुष्मान भारत योजना का जन्म हुआ है, ताकि मेरी माताओं बहनों को बीमारी से गुजारा न करना पड़े, जीवन में इस मजबूरी से जीना न पड़े। आयुष्मान भारत योजना के तहत लाभ लेने वाली माताएं बहनाएं 50% से ज्यादा है। हमारी माता बहनियां हैं, बेटियां हैं। साथियों, चाहे शौचालय बनाने के लिए स्वच्छ भारत अभियान हो, मुफ्त गैस कनेक्शन देने के लिए उज्ज्वला योजना हो, मुफ्त सैनिटरी नैपकिन देने का अभियान हो, मातृ वंदना योजना के तहत हर गर्भवती महिला को पोषक आहार के लिए हजारों रुपए की मदद हो, या फिर हर घर जल पहुंचाने का हमारा अभियान हो, ये सारा मेरी माताओं बहनों को सशक्त करने वाले काम हम एक के बाद एक करते चले जा रहे हैं। माताओं बहनों बेटियों का सुख, सुविधा, सम्मान, सुरक्षा और स्वास्थ्य डबल इंजन की सरकार की बहुत बड़ी प्राथमिकता है। केंद्र सरकार ने जो भी योजनाएं बनाई है, उनको जयराम जी और उनकी पूरी टीम ने, उनकी सरकार ने भी बहुत तेज गति से और बड़े स्पिरिट के साथ उसको जमीन पर उतारा है और उसका दायरा भी बढ़ाया है। हर घर नल से जल पहुंचाने का काम यहां कितना तेजी से हुआ है, ये हम सभी के सामने है। पिछले 7 दशकों में जितने नल कनेक्शन हिमाचल में दिए गए, उससे 2 गुने से भी अधिक सिर्फ बीते 3 साल में दे चुके हैं, हम मिल चुके हैं लोगों को। इन 3 वर्षों में 8.5 लाख से अधिक नए परिवारों को पाइप के पानी की सुविधा मिली है। भाई और बहनों, जयराम जी और उनकी टीम की एक और मामले में देश बहुत अधिक प्रशंसा कर रहा है। ये प्रशंसा सामाजिक सुरक्षा को लेकर केंद्र सरकार के प्रयासों को विस्तार देने के लिए हो रही है। आज हिमाचल का शायद ही कोई परिवार ऐसा हो जहां किसी न किसी सदस्य को पेंशन की सुविधा न मिलती हो। विशेष रूप से जो साथी बेसहारा है, जिनको गंभीर बीमारी ने जकड़ लिया है, ऐसे परिवारों को पेंशन और इलाज के खर्च से जुड़ी सहायता के प्रयास सराहनीय है। हिमाचल प्रदेश के हजारों परिवारों को वन रैंक वन पेंशन लागू होने से भी बहुत बड़ा लाभ हुआ है। साथियों, हिमाचल अवसरों का प्रदेश है और मैं जयराम जी को और एक बधाई देता हूं। वैक्सीनेशन का काम तो पूरे देश में चल रहा है, लेकिन आपकी जिंदगी की सुरक्षा के लिए हिमाचल देश का वो पहला प्रदेश है जिसने 100% वैक्सीनेशन का काम पूरा कर दिया है।
All right. On that note, I'm going to slip into a short break. We'll be right back with news and updates on the other side. Stay with us.
You are watching India Today.
The COVID-19 pandemic has forced us to do a rethink on how we lead our lives, to think about what we are doing to our bodies and to our health, and also wellness, because it is time now to go back to the basics. It is time to talk about your food, your sleep habits, your gut health, stress, and much more. And that exactly is what our brand new health show, Health 360, is going to do at these times only on India Today TV.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now. Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
With every sunrise comes new beginnings, new opportunities and new stories. And that's why we're first up. While you're sleeping, we're hard at work to ensure you get the perfect news shot every morning. Get you all the updates. Our morning mission to get you news that's fresh and packed with flavor. Watch First Up every weekday morning with me, Akshata Nandagopal, right here on India Today.
watching India Today.
Very good afternoon. You're watching India Today. I'm Nabila Jamal, taking you through the top news, the headlines first. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat's big statement on Vijay Dashmi advocates for equal policy on population, says anti-India, anti-Hindu forces busy dividing India. Prime Minister Modi sounds the poll bugle in Himachal, inaugurates 750-bed AIMS Bilaspur in poll-bound state. Himachal gets project worth 3,650 crores.
मेरा सौभाग्य है कि विजयादशमी पर हिमाचल प्रदेश के लोगों को स्वास्थ्य, शिक्षा, रोजगार और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के हजारों करोड़ रुपए के प्रोजेक्ट इसका उपहार देने का अवसर।
Amit Shah's mega Vijayadashmi rally in terror hotbed Baramulla launches a massive Parivarwad attack, says that Gupkar bought Pakistan terror, Modi bought Vikas to Jammu and Kashmir. KCR's mega 2024 ambition, KCR goes national to rename party as Bharat Rashtra Samithi. Celebrations erupt across Telangana. Mumbai to witness rally face-off between Shinde and Uddhav Sena. Uddhav Dasara rally in Shivaji Park, while Eknath Shinde all set to hold his rally in BKC. And the chorus to ban the film Adi Purush grows. Seers protest over misrepresentation of gods, demand to ban the film over insult of Hindu gods. Outraged Hindu groups right to the centre.
जाए धरती या चटक जाए आकाश।
And billionaire Elon Musk now says that he's ready to buy Twitter, latest of this dilly-dallying by the world's richest man. All right, Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao is going national, thereby kicking off the TRS's Mission 2024. KCR's TRS is now national party, Bharat Rashtra Samithi, months after positioning himself as a national player and touring states to meet with opposition leaders in a bid to form a united front against the BJP. Telangana Chief Minister held a key meeting with JDS netas, cabinet colleagues and all district presidents of the party to discuss the roadmap for his national party. In fact, the Bharat Rashtra Samithi has now been launched at Telangana Bhavan, placing itself as another national party, a party joining the League of Modi challengers. The new BRS party will now aim to retain the same TRS car symbol, will also have the outline of the Indian map over it.
क्योंकि सारे हिंदुस्तान की आवाम देख रही है कि 9 साल से क्या हाल है। हिंदुस्तान तरक्की की तरफ बजाय बैठवा की तरफ जा रहा है, गिरानी आसमान पे जा चुकी है। लोग देख रहे हैं कि कोई ऐसा लीडर आए, जिस तरह जयप्रकाश नारायण आए थे, उसी तरह कोई ऐसे लीडर आए, सारे लोगों को एक जगह जोड़े और हिंदुस्तान में एक रेवोल्यूशन लेकर ले गए। लोग गुजरात मॉडल कहते रहे, टोटली बेकार है। आप हमारी स्टेट घूम लीजिए और हैदराबाद घूम लीजिए। असल में इंडिया में तरक्की करने वाली कोई स्टेट है, वो तेलंगाना में स्टेट है।
नेशनल नाम होना चाहिए VRS, नॉट BRS, VRS। और हमारे देश के लिए न केवल बीजेपी RSS से खतरा है, पर TRS जैसे पार्टियों से भी खतरा है।
इस देश में 2 ही दल हैं जो दिल्ली में सरकार बनाने के लिए ताकत रखते हैं, बीजेपी और कांग्रेस है। तीसरा कोई विकल्प नहीं है। अगर कांग्रेस पार्टी का समर्थन तेलंगाना राज्य के गठन में नहीं होता तो क्या कल भी तेलंगाना राज्य बन सकता था? बहुत कुछ वादे किए थे केसीआर साहब ने हम लोगों के साथ, में उसको दोहराना नहीं चाहता। लेकिन केसीआर साहब को जितना आप जानते शायद मैं नहीं जानता।
Let me cut across to Abdul Bashir, India Today correspondent, joining us from Hyderabad. Bashir, we are looking at huge celebrations by the TRS as they've now gone national. We see that KCR is trying to project his Telangana model as the ideal model to represent his party for people to appreciate across the country. He hopes that people across India will really be welcome of the TRS now turning national based on the Telangana model. What more is KCR expecting with this new launch?
See, absolutely, Nabila, like we have seen and time and again, KCR had been criticizing the centre's policies, that be it farm policy or electricity, but later on, criticizing and then thinking about the entry into national politics has been seen, witnessed today, where TRS has changed to BRS by the Telangana Supremo. The TRS Supremo KCR has announced Telangana Rashtra Samithi to Bharat Rashtra Samithi today at 1:19 p.m. was a time that was given where the announcement was made, and now the celebrations at the Telangana Bhavan, as you can see moments ago, here there were huge celebrations that were held. Right behind me, you can see how the cutouts and posters were placed right in front of the Telangana Bhavan, and then several leaders, the TRS leaders, all the MLAs, MPs have gathered here for the general body meeting that commenced. And then now the CM has left the venue, and later he is going to reach the Pragati Bhavan, where after lunch he is going to get back to this Telangana Bhavan and hold a press conference on what will be the agenda of the National Party, what is his route map in the national politics, as we have seen. But however, the Congress and the BJP had been criticizing the new party, that is BRS, and stating that it must be changed to BRS, that is voluntary retirement. That is what they have been stating to the Telangana Rashtra Samithi chief KCR. So now the announcement has been made. It is to be seen what exactly will be the roadmap for the TRS from the state to center. However, several other the policies that the TRS government had brought has been stating that this will become the role model for the country, be it Kaleshwaram project, be it Mission Bhagiratha, and several other schemes that were announced by the TRS government was said to be taken to the center, to the other states, and that must be used as the role model. That is what the Supreme had been time and again stating. Over to you now.
Right. You know, Bashir, stay with us. We also have Apurva joining us. Apurva, a quick word as we see the BJP already hitting out, saying that there is nothing called a Telangana model of governance. It's all freebies that's been doled out. So not too sure what's the purpose of TRS going national. But KCR, for long we know, has been the front runner of trying to come together with a third front, basically wanting to challenge the Modi juggernaut. He says that he wants to float his own national party, and this is his pitch or the start of his 2024 campaign against Modi. Do you believe, or is there any kind of hint that KCR has given of himself wanting to be the Prime Minister of India?
Nabila, all things said and done, what we do know as of this moment is that there has been an official launch of the National Party of TRS, and this has been an announcement that has come out by the Chief Minister of Telangana, K. Chandrasekhar Rao himself. What you can see here is just moments after, the party launch had been made. Definitely time and again, one thing that we can state is that KCR has been very actively in politics, been reiterating time and again that yes, there will be a launch of a national party here, and that with the launch of the national party, not only will he put TRS on the map here in across India, but also that with the launch of Bharat Rashtra Samithi that has been now launched today, it will pave way for the TRS party to go to the center as well. It will be interesting to see if there will be contesting, that is, if the Chief Minister of Telangana himself will be having any aspirations for being the next, Prime Minister, that is in 2024 upcoming elections. But we do know that the foundation has been laid for all points to be taken into control ahead of, the national party that will be, that has been launched today as well.
All right,
And now
Apurva, as mentioned, the BJP, of course, coming down heavy on KCR. Big news coming in here. BJP now slamming KCR's national ambition. BJP saying that KCR has dumped the TRS that tapped into Telangana emotion. BJP further accusing the TRS, saying that those who betray the people of Telangana will be doomed. This is Amit Malviya, who comes out with a statement against KCR, saying that his whole new ambition is basically a betrayal from the actual Telangana sentiment. Telangana Rashtra Samithi is now Bharat Rashtra Samithi. So KCR has dumped TRS, which has tapped into the Telangana emotion because it served its purpose of catapulting the family to the top of the power structure in the new state. Those who betray people are sure to be doomed. BJP's Amit Malviya, who's put out this tweet. Let me cut across to Amit Malviya joining us on the phone line. Mr. Malviya, what exactly are you referring to while saying that that KCR has now veered away from the actual sentiment of Telangana and now is focusing on his national ambition? You call this cheating the people of the state.
Well, it's perfectly fine for regional parties to have national ambitions. But when you do something like changing the name of your party from Telangana Rashtra Samithi to Bharat Rashtra Samithi, a party that you formed purely to tap into the emotion for the state of Telangana, and now when it is inconvenient, you dump the party because it has served the purpose of catapulting you to the top of the power structure in the new state. Your family today enjoys unbridled power, and as a result of that is the massive corruption that we see in Telangana. You have moved on. So in a sense, you are cheating the people of Telangana. You have used them. You have used their emotion for the state of Telangana, and you have now decided to move on. How does it reflect on KCR as a leader? That is the question.
Well, here what KCR has said as part of that meeting at the Telangana Bhavan is that they want to project the Telangana model of governance. He believes that he's really developed the state, of course dismissing what's happened in Gujarat, saying that that model is a failure. Gujarat model is a failure. We want to represent what Telangana and how Telangana has progressed in the past, and this is going to be our pitch to take us national.
Well, if he was so proud of the Telangana model that he talks about, which frankly no one knows about, I changed the name of the party. If you went with a name like Telangana Rashtra Samithi and a symbol and contested elections across the country, it isn't the case that people would not look at what you had to offer. But the truth is that he has nothing to offer in the name of Telangana model. Nobody really knows what the Telangana model is, except the fact that the family now lives in a farmhouse, and the son and the daughter run the state while the chief minister has withdrawn from public affairs. That is exactly what Telangana model is about. There is massive corruption at every level. That is what Telangana model is all about. And I repeat again, if you were so proud of Telangana model, why change the name and drop the word Telangana? The word, the state that has brought you where you are.
You know, Mr. Malviya, the optics of it is quite interesting. You have the JDS leaders from Karnataka, Kumaraswamy also present there. They're all having a meal together, almost making it look like opposition parties are coming together as a third front. And that was led by KCR even the last time. The previous Lok Sabha elections, KCR was the one who insisted on a third front. So it appears this is his way out through a national party that he would like to achieve it.
Well, haven't we seen such gatherings in the past? We've seen hand-holding events and the opposition leaders coming together. But I could turn around and ask, where is Mamata Banerjee? Where is Akhilesh Yadav? Where is Tejasvi Yadav in this? Where is Sharad Pawar? I mean, so you can cobble up a small get-together and get people who might come and extend their support and, make statements in your favor. But how is it really going to change anything? Is the JDS going to allow Telangana Rashtra Samithi to contest elections in Karnataka? Or is Telangana going to be, or the TRS going to be in a position to make any impact on Bihar or Uttar Pradesh for that matter? These are some of the questions that have been asked repeatedly, and there have been no answers for it.
At this point, he is intending to contest. KCR and the TRS, which now turns national, are intending to contest the upcoming Karnataka elections, Gujarat elections, and the likes. They've got to get at least 6% votes in 4 states for them to be acknowledged as a national party. Do you believe they would achieve it?
Well, we will be in a better position to answer these questions after the results of Gujarat, Himachal and Karnataka elections come, and we'll know exactly how many seats and what percentage of vote does Telangana Rashtra Samithi, or now Bharat Rashtra Samithi, manages. And that will answer all the speculation around the 3rd front, 4th front, the 5th front that they're trying to cobble up.
You know, Mr. Malviya, KCR has said that there's a desperate need for an alternative to Modi. Basically, people are looking for something else. They are fed up with the kind of politics that the BJP has unleashed. So, KCR believes that he is the man who can front that.
Well, the fact is that KCR should first look to defend Telangana in 2023 against the BJP. Because if he loses Telangana, clearly his national ambitions will go nowhere.
All right, Mr. Malviya, thank you very much for joining us. BJP there condemning KCR's attempt to take his party national. TRS now becomes BRS, which is the Bharat Rashtra Samithi party. He is going to be launching the party right ahead of the 2024 polls. This is the logo. The same car symbol will be etched on their that's going to be the symbol. The same TRS symbol will be the car logo with the India map that surrounds it. This is their new national party logo, BRS, which is called Bharat Rashtra Samithi Party. KCR now taking his ambitions, political ambitions, national. Let me cut across to Abdul Bashir, our India Today correspondent, joining us. Bashir, there is a lot of talk about how KCR is really ambitious and is possibly nursing an ambition here to become the Prime Minister of India. He's successfully been the Chief Minister multiple times for the state of Telangana. He's basically been a tall leader within the state, undoubtedly. But at this point, we see ahead of the 2024 elections, he's nursing prime ministerial ambitions, and that's quite evident. Have you heard any kind of that buzz from the TRS leaders?
See, Nabila, as we can see in history, earlier KCR has made several attempts, more than 2 attempts, to start a 3rd front against the Prime Minister's, the BJP, and then the attempts were foiled. And now is the 3rd attempt that has been made with the party getting its position from the state to the center, from TRS to BRS, and several leaders. There is a talk that the ambition that the Chief Minister KCR is having here is definitely towards the role of a Prime Minister. It is to be believed by the party leaders. But will it be possible is the big question here. But these moments, this today is the biggest day for TRS. That is what where the Telangana Rashtra Samithi has changed to Bharat Rashtra Samithi with the same ambition that you call it as the Prime Minister role that is believed by the TRS leaders. Most of the top TRS leaders are believing that a 3rd front or maybe all the opposition parties will come together and somewhere or the other K. Chandrasekhar Rao is fit for the Prime Minister's role. That is what several leaders have to say. And this is the position where today at around 1:19 p.m. The Telangana Rashtra Samithi is announced to be the Bharat Rashtra Samithi. The logo is same. The map of Telangana will be on the flag will be changed to the Indian map on the BRS flag that is going to come up. But yes, the party is having big ambitions after from the TRS to BRS. Now celebrations were made at the TRS Bhavan. The K. Chandrasekhar Rao, the Chief Minister of Telangana State, have arrived here a few moments ago, announced the party's name, and then later by 4:30 he is going to announce the agenda for his party, the national agenda that he's going to set, the roadmap that he's going to set for the national party is going to be announced shortly. So now the name has been given as the BRS, but now it is to be seen what will be the agenda for the new coming party, that is the BRS. For the national level.
Bashir, we're of course on top of this story. We'll continue tracking the ambitions of KCR over time. All right, some big news here. A day after exposing terror outfit Dawat-e-Islami regarding its deep-rooted conspiracies, how it tries to wage war against India, its involvements in some major acts of terror, India Today has now gone a step further, bringing more evidence which makes the case against the Pakistani outfit crystal clear. This is a big India Today impact. India Today investigation now taken note by central agencies. Security experts hail the tell-all expose. Massive calls now for central investigation into this matter. The agencies plan a follow-up on our expose. In fact, India Today exposed Dawat's terror treasury. We confront Dawat's arm on terror proof. Dawat-e-Islami front, Faizan admits, says that will act. Faizan says will act on anti-India elements. Pakistan's terror front's sinister conspiracy, India Today has highlighted. Now, security experts hailing this tell-all expose, massive calls now for a central investigation into this matter. In fact, just a day after India Today exposed the terror outfit, Dawat-e-Islami, regarding its deep-rooted conspiracies, how it's tried to wage a war against India, its involvement in some major terror acts. Now, you have calls growing for a central investigation into this matter. Mohammad Hizbullah, our India Today special correspondent, joining us on the phone line. Hizbullah, quick word. We hear security experts now hailing India Today's expose on Dawat-e-Islami and their roots in India and the kind of terror that they want to unleash. After much of those details, a clamour now growing for central investigation into this. Tell us a little more. What more do we know on Dawat's front? Faizan admitting this, saying that they will act on this matter.
नबीला, कल शाम को जब हमने इस एक्सपोजे किया कि कैसे दावत-ए-इस्लामी पाकिस्तान से इंडिया में ऑपरेट कर रहा है, कैसे जब हमने पाकिस्तान में जब उनके वेबसाइट पे जब हमने अपना डिटेल डाला कि हमें क्लास ज्वाइन करना है, तो कैसे मुझे वहाँ से इंडिया का नंबर दिया गया, फिर उस नंबर ने मुझे कांटेक्ट किया, फिर उसके बाद हमारी क्लासेस शुरू होती है और कैसे पूरे 2-2.5 महीने का एक लंबा सिलसिला था। कल जब हमने स्टोरी ऑन एयर किया, उसके बाद से कम मेरे पास 50 से ज़्यादा ऑफिशियल अधिकारी जो सरकार में बड़े बड़े ओहदे पे बैठे, उनका कॉल आ गया, वो स्टोरी को समझना चाह रहे हैं कि ये है क्या, कैसे हुआ, कैसे ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं। तो ये और आज हमारे सहयोगी मुस्तफ़ा शेख दावत-ए-इस्लामी का जो मुंबई में जो ऑफिस है वहाँ गए थे। वहाँ उन्होंने कहा कि हमारा पाकिस्तान से कोई लेना देना नहीं, बट उन्होंने एक चीज़ एक्सेप्ट किया कि जो भी हम पाकिस्तान के वेबसाइट पे जो भी इंडियंस अप्लाई करते हैं वो हमारे पास डाइवर्ट होकर आता है। मतलब उन्होंने ये एडमिट किया कि हमारा पाकिस्तान से लेना देना है। अब ये देखने वाली बात है कि इंडियन एजेंसी उस पर कैसे एक्ट करती है। और
जी, all right, we're going to try and patch Hizbullah there, but here Dawat-e-Islami's links and the kind of radicalization that they're carrying out through technology in India fully exposed. India Today has brought you this news break, and now you have central investigation, at least a growing demand for central investigation into this matter. In fact, time now for India Today's bombshell investigation. As much as we know, the Kanhaiya Lal incident that's happened in Udaipur, the murder of a tailor who was beheaded for putting out a social media post in support of Nupur Sharma. If you recollect that, investigators now have linked his killers to Pakistan-based radical outfit, the same Dawat-e-Islami. Now, an explosive India Today investigation has revealed that Dawat-e-Islami has established its footprint in India and is exploiting borderless technology to push its radical Islamist agenda into India. Here's part 1 of Operation Pak Terror Dawat.
They filmed it and gloated over the killing as an act of retribution against the insult to the Prophet.
अभी तक की पूछताछ से सामने आया है कि ये लोग दावत-ए-इस्लामी नाम की संस्था से इनमें एक गोश मोहम्मद नाम के व्यक्ति का आना जाना था, संपर्क था।
The assassins of Udaipur tailor Kanhaiya Lal found to have links with the Karachi-based Dawat-e-Islami, a Sunni Barelvi proselytizing group that was founded in Pakistan 4 decades ago. Islamabad went on the record. its Foreign Office issuing a denial, defending the Dawat-e-Islami, rejecting India's charges of its connection with the Udaipur assassins. But when India Today's investigative reporter penetrated the Dawat-e-Islami in Karachi, Pakistan's claims fell crumbling apart. And that's what you're about to see. Watch now as India Today's special investigative team dismantles Pakistan's laughable lies and exposes the Dawat-e-Islami's radical agenda and its network in India. It began with our reporter applying for an online religious program offered by this organization. On the face of it, the Karachi-based Dawat-e-Islami doesn't list India in countries of its operations. But our probe establishes the Pakistani organization does have a well-oiled structure in India. With bank accounts, local mobile numbers, and men on the ground in at least 2 states, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. We now show you the unraveling of the Dawat-e-Islami's propaganda operation in India, piece by piece. This is how it came apart after our reporter registered for one of its religious courses on July the 22nd under the pseudonym Rashid Ahmed. No less of a shock when Dawat responded after a couple of hours on mail. Its message provided an India WhatsApp number to take the conversation forward. Here's that India contact of Pakistan's Dawat-e-Islami. And the same night, a man called our reporter from the same number. He identified himself as Haseen Ahmed from the Dawat-e-Islami's Madhya Pradesh branch.
फॉर्म अप्लाई किया हुआ था जी माशाअल्लाह। तो हमें आपका फॉर्म मिला हुआ है। यार भाई हमारे यहाँ मदनी खाजा और नाजरा कोर्स होता है, तो इससे पहले आपने कभी मदनी खाजा पढ़ा है?
करना जानता हूँ, इससे ज्यादा मैं बहुत कुछ
2 घंटे की स्काइप के जरिए से क्लास होती है और इसकी मंथली फीस 1200 रुपया होती है। ये आपकी जो हमारी जो ब्रांच है ये एमपी में मध्य प्रदेश। ये हमारे यहाँ सुबह 8 बजे से लेकर के रात में 12 बजे तक क्लास चलती रहती है।
अच्छा।
तो अब इसमें आप जो भी टाइम बताएंगे उस एतबार से हम चेक करेंगे कि हमारे पास टाइम वो अवेलेबल है या नहीं।
From here start Dawat-e-Islami's online programs. The medium, Skype, mode strictly audio, no video streaming permitted. Teachers located in Maharashtra's Barshi and Dahanu towns. A half-hour session every day except Saturdays. On Skype IDs, Teacher MTM 522 Faizan Online Academy. Teacher MTM 544 Faizan Online Academy. Shift in charge Barshi Town. Shift in charge FOA Dahanu Mumbai. Compelling evidence of how a suspect Pakistani organization has spread its digital footprint in India. But that's not all. Stay tuned as we show you how the Dawat-e-Islami, the organization that the beheaders of Kanhaiya Lal were inspired by, carries out its radicalization operations in India. With Mohammed Hizbullah, this is India Today's special investigation team.
All right, you could also log on to indiatoday.in. You could also download our app for more on that. For now, it's a short break. Stay tuned for our India Today special on the other side.
You are watching India Today.
Armed with facts, she takes the news by its horns.
Do you think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories. From every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
The largest producer of mustard in the world is facing a heat wave. We're talking about Canada. The delicious Dijon mustard is France's favorite condiment. A heat wave across the ocean in Canada has caused a drastic shortage. The shortage is evident in France. Canada supplies 80% of the mustard seeds to France. Because of the drought, the Canadian harvest became half in 2021. This has propelled France to grow their own crop. Remember, Europe is battling a fuel crisis and a power crisis post the Russia-Ukraine war. Mustard seeds have become more attractive after a drop in the prices of grains and oil seeds. Jérôme Garbes, a mustard expert, said that 15,000 tons of mustard seeds should be produced, meeting 40% of the requirement. Luc Vandermeysen, president of the Burgundy Mustard Association, said that store shelves should be replenished in October. He also said the shortage will be completely over in early 2023. We're very confident for Christmas. Being an agrarian economy, India produces its own mustard. Rajasthan is the largest mustard producing state in the country, therefore it's never going to be a problem for India.
are watching India Today.
तो पर्दे में रहने दो, पर्दा ना उठा, आजा राजा बंगले के पीछे देखो, बातें बातें कर लो जल्दी जल्दी, सच्चा है प्यार के झूठा.
The 60s heartthrob.
मैंने तुझे जरा देर में जाना, हुआ कसूर वफा.
Bollywood's Jubilee Girl. Dada Saheb Phalke Award winner 2022. Asha Parekh exclusive.
Hello and welcome to this India Today special, where we are joined today by a very special person in this festive season. Joining us now is the one and only Asha Parekh, recipient of the prestigious Dada Saheb Phalke Award for Lifetime Achievement in Cinema. Wonderful to see you, Asha ji.
Thank you.
And special because it's also been your birthday week. Happy 80th birthday.
Thank you.
What a lovely gift to get on your 80th birthday.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I said, that it's the best gift in my life on my 80th birthday.
And I was told you got a call at 4 a.m. because you were in the US.
Yes, I was in Boston. I was receiving an award there, a Lifetime Achievement Award, and I was sleeping at about 12:30 in the night, and at 4 o'clock I get a call. I didn't know what was happening. I said, she just said, "Are you Asha Parekh?" I said, 4 o'clock in the morning, you are asking me this question, close the phone. So I banged the phone down. So that poor girl lady then sent a message that I'm from the INB ministry, and that's how I came to know that I was being honored with this.
How did you feel when you first heard Asha Parekh getting the Lifetime Achievement Dada Saheb Phalke Award, an award that has gone to some of the greatest of our cinematic achievers? Did it make you feel that it was all worth it, this long journey?
First and foremost, it didn't sink in. I had to, am I getting it? Is it real? So for 2 days I was, I didn't know whether I was really receiving the award. And then slowly when the press started ringing up and congratulating me, and my fellow artists ringing up and congratulating me, then it dawned upon me that yes, I am getting the award.
It's been a remarkable journey when I look at it. You've done what? Well over several hundred films, but you started off as a child artist?
Yes.
In the early 50s?
Yes.
And then did, of course, Dil Dekhe Dekho, famously, 1959 as a 17-year-old.
Yes.
So it's been a very, very long journey.
Very long journey. Very, very long journey. I did not work after a certain period, but I was still joined with the film industry, with various associations, various trusts. So it was not that I was away from the films. I am still with the films.
Let's rewind to where it started. Child artist, was that a decision taken by your parents? Was there something were you drawn to cinema?
No, it wasn't like that. I was about 8 or 9. I was performing on the stage, and late Bimal Roy saw me, and after the performance was over, he said, "Please call that girl, I want to see her." So when I went near him, he said, "Will you work in the films?" I said, "Yes." I didn't even think, I didn't know what I was saying. I said, yes, I'll work. So I came back, my parents said, "What did you go and do?" I said yes, to work in the films. So then my mother, who was very supportive, said, "Okay, you like to work, go ahead." So it was about 5-10 days work in Baap Beti.
So it was, in a way, your dancing skills,
yes,
which attracted Bimal Roy first give you a role as a child artist.
Ji.
And then, of course, come Nasir Hussain with Dil Dekhe Dekho, opposite the one and only Shami Kapoor.
Yes.
That must have been fun, because in that early scene in Dil Dekhe Dekho, you're actually inviting him to a rock and roll club, and you're showing your dancing prowess right from day one. Huge hit.
Yes, huge hit. It was a very big hit, and it was released on my birthday.
Wow.
And I still remember the crowds were going all crazy after the show. There was a premiere at Novelty, and it was a hit.
And you shot it in one of the hill stations, Nainital, Rani Khet.
Yes, Rani Khet.
Rani Khet. Because there's that lovely song. You want to croon it with me? Dil Dekhe Dekho.
Yes, that was done in Bombay, in Filmalia Studio.
But that was the age of hill stations, of romance, and you and Shami Kapoor became this incredible pairing, hit film after hit film. What was it like working with Shami Kapoor?
I used to like working with him. The reason being, he was trained as a classical singer also. So his music was so much in him that when he performed, वो झटके वटके वो लेते थे. That was something which I started learning from him. And I didn't know how to lip sync. To sing a song and lip sync is not easy. So he taught me how to do it. So from that time onwards, and we were shooting in Rani Khet. So one of those days we could not shoot because of the rains. I remember Geeta Bali was there. So what she would do, because I was about 16 years old, she would pick me up and put me on her shoulder and pat me and take me around and tell Shamiji, let's adopt her. So that's how it was, So then after that, I started calling Shami Chacha and Geeta Chachi.
Wow.
That's how it began.
And you were a classical dancer.
Yes.
And there was Shami Kapoor with all his different moves, but it was magic on screen.
Yes, I had to learn. I mean, I had learned jiving, I learned rock and roll. So all this I had to learn because I was a classical dancer. I mean, English dance was not my cup of tea.
But yet you did it and you pulled it off. I remember Teesri Manzil.
Yes.
Aja, aja.
Ja.
Main hoon.
Pyar tera.
Pyar tera. But again you were sort of, doing all those, mixing classical with Western, which I think was one of the reasons why you were such a success. You could do Aan Milo Sajna with Rajesh Khanna doing much more sort of traditional dance and then be with the Shami in Teesri Manzil. Do you think being a dancer gave you a huge advantage in those years?
Yes, it does. It does because you learn, actually I've learned Kathak, Bharatnatyam, I've learned Odissi, I've learned Kuchipudi, and I've learned even Kathakali.
Wow.
Because all these dances were incorporated in my ballets. So the hero of my ballet was a Kathakali guru. So I had to do a Kathakali thing. Then Acharya ji came from Ahmedabad, Malika Sarabai's Guruji. He said, no, I have to teach you and you have to perform on the stage. So I learned Kuchipudi. Then I started a dance school in which the Odissi master was there. So I learned a little bit of Odissi.
Wow.
So that's how I've done all sorts of dances. But dance helps in expressions. Because there's a lot of expression. You are having a lot of expressions depicted in the songs of the old times.
Because that's the one big difference, I think, between a lot of the actors of the 60s in particular, that all of you were trained in some form of classical dance, unlike today's generation, which may have other skills, but can't match your dancing skills.
I feel that we are now aping the West too much. All the dances which the generation today is doing is not our culture. And that's what I miss, that I feel bad about, that in every state of India, there are such beautiful folk dances, classical dances. Why aren't we bringing them out and why are we aping the West? That's one thing which I feel very bad.
You as I keep repeating, fused East and West. You also brought in the sleeveless blouse. in Teesri Manzil, there are sequences there. You are with your sleeveless blouse, which in those days, of course, Sharmila Tagore brought her bikini with Evening in Paris, but all of you were trendsetters in the times in which you lived. So, was that easy to, coming from a relatively conservative household to sort of break away, sleeveless blouse, or was that part of the 60s?
Part of the 60s, I would say. I would say it was part of the 60s because one thing was there that we had very fine designers who used to design our dresses, and we became trendsetters because we had good dress designers.
Because you could pull off the sari, the churidar kurta, you had your printed blouses, you also had the eyeliner. That became an Asha Parekh trademark, right? There was the sadhana haircut.
Yes.
The famous sadhana, and there was the Asha Parekh eyeliner.
Yes, it was there.
Were you all sort of original in that sense? Sadhana ji, yourself, Wahida Rahman, Vaijanti Mala, all the great actors of that generation, the 50s, 60s, we could go to the Mala Sinha, Meena Kumari. Each one of you had something original about yourselves, right?
Yes, I agree with you because everybody was different. Now it's not that. Do you agree with me?
I guess so. You're saying that I only thought, was there no competition for who's number one? Who gets the maximum hits? I think in 66 or 67, you had a string of hits. Is Sadhana number one? Is it Asha Parekh? Is it Wahida Rahman?
No.
Was there a lot of competition?
No, not at all. Everyone was put in one slot. We had been slotted. So there was no competition as such.
Because you have a great friendship, I know, with Wahida ji and Helen. You all go on holidays together.
Yes.
That must be a riot.
Yes, we enjoy ourselves. We meet. Actually, we were 6.
6 of you? Who were the 6?
Nandaji.
Nandaji.
Sadhana. Shami auntie.
Right.
Helen, Vaida, and me.
And you all would, even during your acting days, always holiday together?
Not acting days, because there was no time. But after we stopped working, we all started meeting together, and we would go for dinners, and we would go to see cinema in the theatres, enjoy ourselves. I remember we had been to the Royal China, and after one by one we all entered into the restaurant, and people were looking and they were aghast seeing 6 of us together.
Right.
So it was really fun. We do miss our friends a lot, but now we are 3.
You know, and you're 3 of you there, but you know, one of the things in that period was also the use of the hill station, the locales. Shooting in Srinagar in those days must have been very special in films like Aan Milo Sajna.
Yes, Kashmir was a beautiful place, and we really enjoyed being there.
Your favorite co-star?
Oh, they were all.
No, come on. Now you're being diplomatic. Someone whom you really loved shooting with?
I loved to work with Shami Kapoor because, as I said, my first picture, I was with him. So from there onwards, I really enjoyed his company, and he had a rare sense of humor. Even Mr. Shashi Kapoor had a rare sense of humor. He would come out with such funny things that it used to make you laugh.
But you know, you did one of your classic roles with Rajesh Khanna, Kati Patang.
Yes.
Which is, you know, memorable. Those scenes with you and Rajesh Khanna together are absolute magic. And he was, of course, becoming the superstar, the phenomenon.
Superstar, yes.
What was it like working with him? Because a lot of actors have told me very difficult because he never kept to time. Is that true?
Yes, he was a little difficult when he became a superstar. But his first film was with me, which was Baharon Ke Sapne.
Right, yes.
At that time, he was a very quiet person, you know. He used to come to my plays, very quiet, introvert person. But once he started blooming, you know, he was a different person altogether because he used to be surrounded by girls all the time.
Really?
So once he told me, he says, "Why do you come early?" I said, "Look, it's a 2 o'clock shift. I have to be there at 2. Don't come so early. I'll come at 4 o'clock. So you come at 4 o'clock." I said, "Okay, I'll come at 4 o'clock." So we used to manage it, you know, and then we became friends after working in 2-3 films. So it wasn't a very difficult for me to work with him.
There's that unbelievable song, Ye Jo Mohabbat Hai.
Yes.
You know, he's in the rain singing it, and there are these shots of you which are interspersed in that song, which is pure magic, really.
Yes, it's been a very big hit, and it still goes on.
It does. But, you know, you mentioned friendship with Shami Kapoor, whom you called Shami Chacha, as you've told us, with Rajesh Khanna as well. But you were never linked in that sense with your co-stars. Somehow the gossip magazines never said Asha Parekh is going out with someone. Did you stay away or from the film industry in general?
I was too, involved with my work plus my stage. So there was no time to think of being involved with anybody at that time, you know. And as such, somebody was involved with somebody. So there was no question of me being involved with somebody. So it's a difficult situation. Because I remember at that time, Rajesh Khanna was going with Anju and Vinod Khanna was going out with Gitanjali.
Yes.
So I used to remember that if the shooting got delayed, these girls would ring up and, you know, create a hangama. So these people would be running out of the set and coming back again, you know, and feeling very upset what to do, you know.
But you do write in your biography, if I may say so, that you did find love, but you chose friendship. You've never revealed that. What did that mean?
Well, I loved a person, and it's not that I'm a very frigid woman that I won't love anybody. I did love somebody, but I realized that marriage was not possible, so marriage didn't happen.
And you never revealed it in all these years?
No, I wouldn't like to reveal it. Why should the family get upset?
You were very private. Were you a very private person off screen? You had your dance, of course, but were you a very private person off screen? You had this lovely little bungalow at Juhu where everyone told me if you ever go to Asha ji's bungalow in those days, she has the best collection of orchids.
Yes, I love orchids. And I got them from Bangkok, and they were very beautiful. I had about 15,000 plants. But when I sold off my bungalow, I had to, you know, give away. Some people took it away, you know. So That's
but in a sense, the actors of that period had a lot of interest outside just cinema, right? Particularly in your case, dance, your love for orchids. You all had a life beyond. You even started your own film distribution and production business. So you were not just actors.
Yes, at least I was just not actor only, because I was doing a lot of social work. I was a distributor, I was a producer, director, actor.
Your favorite film? You know, if there's a film that you think defines Asha ji, that you, after all these years, can turn to and say, look, that was my best role.
That's very difficult to say. Very difficult to say, because all the films I worked in, I loved my role, and that's why I worked in them. It's very difficult.
Very difficult?
Very difficult.
2 or 3, which stand out for you?
I worked very hard for Chirag. Unfortunately, the film didn't do well because people did not accept me as a blind girl. So that was one thing which I felt very bad about, because I really put a lot of hard work in the film. Chirag was one film. Do Badan was one film where actually the critics realized that I could act, because everybody thought that I was just a glamour girl. I couldn't act. That's what people said. But after Do Badan, people realized that I could act.
Do you think that you got, in a way, typecast? That, you know, she's the glamour girl, she'll always be there, romancing her heroes. So therefore, some of the serious roles that otherwise went to Amala Sinha, Meena Kumari, great actors, Nutan, you know, that terrific acting generation, meant that you were typecast.
Yes, I was. I was typecast. So that Do Badan shifted the whole thing.
Yeah, and yet, you know, people don't realize the kind of range of roles eventually that you do over a long career. Any regrets after all these years? Something that you would have, would have liked to do that you couldn't? You know, one film critic said that Asha Parekh paved the role for the Zeenat Amans and the Parveen Babis to do the kind of, you know, you gave the liberty that you could do cabaret dances as a mainstream actor, rock and roll. True, in a way.
Yeah, in a way, true. That's true.
Any regrets? इतने लंबे सफर के बाद आपको अब दादा साहेब फाल्के अवार्ड दिया गया है, कोई रिग्रेट, कोई आप अफसोस कि ये चीज़ मैं करना चाहती थी, नहीं कर पाई लाइफ में?
ऐसे तो कोई रिग्रेट है नहीं, लेकिन आई वुड हैव लव टू वर्क विद दिलीप कुमार. यूसुफ साहब के साथ काम करने का बहुत मन था, और मैं उनको देखती थी, मेरी बोलती बंद हो जाती थी. अच्छा. तो ये हुआ कि फिल्म इंडस्ट्री वेलफेयर नहीं, सिने आर्टिस्ट वेलफेयर ट्रस्ट था हमारा. तो यूसुफ साहब वहाँ वो मेंबर थे, उसके ट्रस्टी थे. तो एक दिन मुझे उनसे जाके कुछ शिकायत करनी थी. मैंने सायरा से कहा, मैंने कहा मुझे यूसुफ साहब से मिलना है और मुझे ये कहना है कि मुझे नहीं करना काम. तो कहा कि अच्छी बात है, तुम आ जाओ. तो जैसे ही मैं गई तो यूसुफ साहब बैठे हुए थे, और सायरा ने कहा, देखिए आप बिल्कुल इससे ये मत करिए, वो बहुत डरती है आपसे, एंड शी इज़ इन ऑ ऑफ यू, देखती रहती है आपको, तो आप ज़रा आराम से बात करिए उससे. तो मुझे अजीब सा लगा कि ये क्या बोल रही है यूसुफ साहब को. फिर यूसुफ साहब को मैंने समझाया कि भाई ये चीज़ें हैं. तो कहा नहीं ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, तुम जो कर रही हो ठीक कर रही हो, वही करो तुम. मैंने कहा ठीक है. तो इस तरह से यही रिग्रेट है कि मैंने उनके साथ काम नहीं किया.
You told me before the interview that you almost did a film with the great Guru Dutt.
Yeah, no, as a director.
Yes, as a director.
As a director.
What was that film?
It was supposed to be paprika. It means red chilies, and it was a fabulous subject, but it just didn't happen.
You know, you were lucky in a way that you also were in that age of the 60s where you had all these wonderful directors.
Yes.
How much do you think that you were a director's actor, as were a lot of the actors of that time, that these directors, cinematographers just lifted the level of cinema, you know, Kati Patang kind of film. Just the direction is also wonderful.
Yes. Mr. Shakti Samanta.
Shakti Samanta.
He was a fabulous director. I worked with Mr. S.S. Vasan also. And working with him was also a great thing. I remember there was a song which I was very upset about because somebody had, the tunes were the same the lady who performed, it was a mujra. And here I'm performing for the blind on the stage, and the same music was there. So I went to Mr. Vasan, I said, I don't like the song. So he said, what happened? He said, you hear the song and you hear both the songs, you will realize what I'm saying. And will you believe it? He changed it.
Wow.
So it was great working with Mr. S.S. Vasan. It was great working with Rishikesh Mukherjee also.
Of course.
Yeah, he taught me what editing was. He would say, look, I'm going to cut the shot from here, I'm going to join it from here. So that's how I learned a little bit of editing also.
Which enabled you to become a director later in your life. Because, you know, the song picturization also. There's one song which is particularly memorable. Caravan?
Yes.
5-minute long sequence?
Yes.
Name the song. Daya, daya, mein kaha...
Kahan phasi.
Kahan phasi.
Yes.
You know, that song is a 5-minute long sequence almost.
Yes, yes.
And you pull it off with elan, classical dance, but also, you know, very filmy.
Yeah, this was a dance in which I was supposed to be not knowing dance.
Right.
So I had to do everything wrong. But it was hilarious and I enjoyed doing it. And it was a difficult song for Asha ji to sing. It was not easy.
And in a way, Asha ji's voice and Asha Parikh's sort of moves were the perfect combination.
Yes, yes.
You know?
Yes. She sang a lot of songs of mine, though Lata Bai also sang a lot of songs, like Main Tulsi Tere Aangan Ki, Suno Sajna.
Yes.
What a beautiful song. It was all sung by Lata ji.
That's right. So you had the benefit of these both of them, of Asha and Lata. I want to end by asking you, you know, as I said, I've interviewed Wahida ji and Helen earlier. What do the three of you do when you all go on these holidays?
We enjoy, we crack jokes and look after each other. And whatever we want to eat, we eat and enjoy.
And when you look at the new actors of today, any actress or actor that you say, wow, is there anyone who really impresses you in the new generation?
Shah Rukh Khan.
You're also a Shah Rukh fan?
Yes, I am. Amir Khan. I like him also very much. I've seen him a little tiny tot, you know, Amir Khan. And I remember with his little hands, he would say Adab, you know, so sweetly. So these two are great.
And any heroines?
Heroines, oh, I like Deepika. I love her.
We're a joint mutual Deepika fan club.
Oh, you also?
I think she's terrific.
She's terrific. She's very beautiful.
Ma'am, you're beautiful too.
Thank you for the compliment.
And congratulations once again.
Thank you.
It's a very special honor.
Yes.
And it is for a career that has spanned so many years and decades.
Yes.
Is there one thing you want to say to all your fans today who will be watching this, who may have seen you in Dil Dekhe Dekho, in Caravan, Tisri Manzil, Aan Milo Sajna, Kati Patang? What do you want to tell them today?
Today that you all have always been with me and please be with me till the end of my life.
Happy 80th birthday once again. And thank you very much for doing this. And I can tell you viewers, before the interview, she gave us the most fantastic coffee.
Oh.
So if you ever meet Asha Parikh, make sure you have her coffee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Woman of style and substance, the one and only Asha Parikh. Thank you, Asha ji, for doing this very special interview for us. And thank you, viewers. The one and only Asha Parikh.
You are watching India Today.
Russia is using Iranian drones to attack Ukraine. Russia hit multiple targets using these Iranian-supplied Shahid-136, or also known as kamikaze drones. Ukrainian forces confirmed that Russia has been using Shahid drones to attack their territories. In a tweet, they shared that they have destroyed 6 Shahid-136 drones. But what are the features of these kamikaze drones? At its core, Shahed 136 is a loitering munition designed to neutralize ground targets at range. It has been in service since 2021. The fuselage is centralized and blends into the wings, creating an elegant shape. The drone is 3.5 meters long with a wingspan of 2.5 meters. It flies at over 185 kilometers per hour and weighs about 200 kgs. The aircraft is launched nearly horizontally at a slight upward angle and is assisted in the initial phase of flight by rocket launch assistance. The entire unit can be mounted on the back of any military or commercial truck, enabling mobile hit-and-run operations that can thwart countermeasures. The Shahed 136 is an evolutionary addition for Iran. It can now rely on its own military industrial capabilities. As per the reports, the drone was used in 2020 during the Yemeni civil war, and recently it was used by Russia against Ukraine.
You are watching India Today.
Very good afternoon. You're watching India Today. I'm Nabila Jamal. The headlines first. RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat's big statement on Vijay Dashmi advocates equal policy and population, says anti-India and anti-Hindu forces busy dividing India. Prime Minister Modi sounds the poll bugle in Himachal, inaugurates a 750-bed AIIMS Bilaspur in poll-bound state, gets projects worth 3,650 crores floated.
मेरा सौभाग्य है कि विजयादशमी पर हिमाचल प्रदेश के लोगों को स्वास्थ्य, शिक्षा, रोजगार और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के हजारों करोड़ रुपए के प्रोजेक्ट इसका उपहार देने का अवसर मिला।
Amit Shah's mega Vijay Dashmi rally in terror hotbed Baramulla launches massive Parivarwad attack, says Gupkar bought Pakistan terror, Modi bought Vikas in Jammu and Kashmir. KCR's mega 2024 ambition. KCR goes national to rename his party as Bharat Rashtra Samithi. Celebrations erupt across Telangana. And Mumbai to witness Maha rally face-off between Shinde and Uddhav Sena. Uddhav Dasera rally will be held in Shivaji Park, while Eknath Shinde all set to hold a rally in PKC. Chorus to ban the film Adipurush grows. Sears protest over misrepresentation of Hindu gods. Demand to ban the film over insult to Hindu gods. Outraged Hindu groups now right to the centre.
धस जाए ये धरती या चटक जाए आकाश।
And billionaire Elon Musk now says that he's all ready to buy Twitter in the latest of his dilly-dallying by the world's richest man. Right, a massive political war erupts over RSS chief's population control policy call. AIMIM, Congress as well as the RJD come down heavy on Sangh Parvar. In fact, lashing out at Bhagwat, OAC has rubbished the need for a policy and said that Muslims have sharpest decline in fertility rate over the last few years. He's also taken a jibe at the RSS, saying that fear-mongering over population imbalance has resulted in genocide, ethnic cleansing and hate crimes across the world. OAC was replying to RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat, who in his Vijay Dashmi address has raised population issues among many others. He's also asked the Muslims to slam hate crime incidents like Udaipur beheading, while maintaining that RSS is not against Muslims. Meanwhile, the event was attended by Santosh Yadav. She was the first woman to attend the Sangh event as a chief guest.
कि
कि जनसंख्या में प्रमाण का भी संतुलन चाहिए। हम भुगते जनसंख्या का असंतुलन हुआ तो 50 साल पहले उसके गंभीर परिणामों को हमने भुगता। जनसंख्या में पंथ संप्रदाय के प्रमाण में अंतर आने से नए देश बन गए, देश टूट गए। यह असंतुलन जन्मदर एक भाग है उसका, लेकिन जोर जबरदस्ती या छल कपट से, लालच से मतांतरण, ये सबसे बड़ा फैक्टर है। और जहां सीमा पार से घुसपैठ होती है वहां घुसपैठ से भी ये होता है। उस संतुलन का भी ध्यान रखना देश हित की दृष्टि से अनिवार्य बात है। जनसंख्या का विचार दोनों रूप से हो सकता है, वो एक साधन भी है। और एक परिस्थिति में विचार करता है तो एक बात लगती है, दूसरे परिस्थिति में विचार करता है दूसरी बात लगती है। चीन की इतनी ज्यादा जनसंख्या थी, उनको बोझ लगने लगा, उन्होंने एक परिवार में एक संतान और बाद में नहीं संतान, ऐसी नीति अपनाई। बड़े कड़े प्रयास से उन्होंने उसको लागू किया। हुकुमशाह है वहां, डिक्टेटरशिप है, यशस्वी हो गए। लेकिन फिर उनके ध्यान में आ गया अब सब बूढ़े ही बूढ़े हैं, काम करने के लिए जवान कहां से आएंगे। तो अब उन्होंने 2 संतति को प्रोत्साहन देना शुरू कर दिया। हमारे यहां क्या है, हमको भी विचार करना पड़ेगा। हमारा देश 50 वर्षों के बाद कितने लोगों को खिला सकता है। उस समय समाज में काम करने वालों की कितनी संख्या चाहिए, काम न कर सकने वाले उस समय कितने रहेंगे। आज के 57% युवा 50 साल के बाद काम करने की स्थिति में रहेंगे क्या। अपने देश का पर्यावरण कितने लोगों को खिला सकता है, कितने लोगों को झेल सकता है। इतने लोगों के शिक्षा की, स्वास्थ्य की क्या व्यवस्था हम कर सकेंगे। इतने लोग काम करेंगे, रहेंगे भी, क्या क्या करना पड़ेगा। कोरोना की विपदा से बाहर आने के बाद अब हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था धीरे धीरे पूर्व स्थिति पर आ रही है और वो आगे जाएगी, ऐसी भविष्यवाणी दुनिया के सभी अर्थतज्ञ कर रहे हैं।
मैं तो चाहता हूँ भारत की जनसंख्या नियंत्रण पर जो जनसंघ ने किया था आरएसएस के संचालक से, मैं यही चाहूंगा कि इसके लिए उसकी निंदा करें, उसकी प्रताड़ना करें और ऐसे लोगों का साथ राजनीतिक रूप से छोड़ें। सांस्कृतिक मंच के नाम से जो दिया जाता है उससे अलग हटें। अगर करें तो दूसरों को उपदेश दें, वरना मत उपदेश दें।
वैसे लोग जिनको डेमोग्राफी की समझ नहीं है ना, या जानकार नहीं है, उनको इन विषयों पे बोलने से बचना चाहिए। डेमोग्राफर्स हैं हमारे देश में, अच्छे डेमोग्राफर हैं जो डिकेडल रेट ऑफ ग्रोथ को बहुत अच्छे से एनालाइज करते हैं। सरकार का खुद का पक्ष है संसद में। आप उसके बाद अगर ये डॉग विसिल होता है आबादी को लेकर के, जनसंख्या वृद्धि को लेकर के, डेमोग्राफी के सार तत्व से विलग, उसके अंतर्निहित जो मूल्य है उनसे विलग, तो जाहिर है इस डॉग विसिल पॉलिटिक्स के मायने तो हम भी समझते हैं और देश भुगत भी रहा।
Right, Mumbai is all set to witness the mega battle of Dashera rallies between Uddhav Sena and Shinde Sena. In a first for the Shiv Sena, 2 Dashera rallies will be held in Mumbai as it prepares for a show of strength with its first such mass event since the split within that party in June this year. Uddhav Thackeray-led Sena is now preparing to hold the rally at Shivaji Park, where they have been held ever since 1996. Eknath Shinde, Chief Minister's faction, will be holding his rally at the Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development Authority grounds in Bandra Kurla complex. Ahead of the Dashera rallies, the Shiv Sena's 2 factions have been engaging in a video war, with both sides now claiming to be the true heirs of Sena founder Bal Thakray's legacy.
हमें
उसके ऊपर ध्यान ही नहीं देना है। हमें क्या करना है, कोई क्या करे नाच करे, हमें क्या उससे मतलब है। वंदनीय हिंदू हृदय सम्राट शिवसेना प्रमुख बाला साहब ठाकरे जी ने शिवसेना का निर्माण किया, तब से लेकर आज तक वही शिवसेना की रैली होती रही है। वंदनीय शिवसेना प्रमुख के बाद में आदरणीय पक्ष प्रमुख उद्धव जी ठाकरे साहब वो रैली लेते रहे। 14 से लेकर 2022 कौन पैदा हुए थे, इनमें से कौन पैदा था? तभी तो टीजर वीजर रिलीज करना पड़ रहा है ना उनको, तो इससे कोई मतलब नहीं है।
All right, the Uddhav Sena versus Shinde Sena. It seems like the war now has gotten down to Dussehra celebrations, where both the camps will be holding huge Dussehra rallies in Mumbai today, while you have the Uddhav Thackeray camp holding their Dussehra celebrations at the same Shivaji Park where they've been holding it since 1996. Now, the first time, Eknath Shinde camp will be holding their Dussehra rally in Mumbai's Metropolitan Region Development Authority grounds in Bandra Kurla complex. Remember this, in fact, the celebration for Dussehra had reached the court in Maharashtra, and the Bombay High Court then finally gave permission for the Uddhav Sena to carry out their rally as scheduled yearly. And Eknath Shinde now, post the court's verdict, has decided to float his own rally on the day of Dussehra. Dussehra celebrations by Eknath Shinde camp for the first time will be carried out at the Bandra Kurla complex. All right, we have some big breaking news coming in. A call now has been received on the landline number of HN Reliance Foundation Hospital. 12:57 p.m. today from an unknown number in which the caller threatened to blow up the hospital and issued threats to name some members of the Ambani family. The Mumbai police has just reported. Offence in this incident is, in fact, this episode has been registered. A case has been registered at the DB Marg police station. Further investigation into this matter is currently being carried out. Mumbai police now releasing a statement saying that a threat call has come to the Reliance Hospital in Mumbai at exactly 12:57. An unknown number calling the landline of the hospital, threatening to blow up that hospital. Threats issued, and some of the names of the Ambani family have also been mentioned while as part of that call. Devesh joining us live for a little more. Devesh, a formal complaint now has been registered at the DB Marg police station alleging that the Reliance Hospital has got a threat call threatening them to blow up that hospital. Tell us more.
Well, Nabila, this call was received from an unidentified number. Unidentified caller had made this call at around 12:57 p.m. at the landline number of HN Reliance Hospital in South Mumbai, wherein the unidentified caller threatened to blow up the hospital and also issued threats in names of Ambani family members. After which, DB Marg police is now sprung into action. They are trying to trace the call, they are trying to trace the caller, and once he is apprehended, he will be arrested and booked in this particular case. Earlier also, on 15th of August, in a similar manner, HN Reliance Hospital had received 8 threat calls, and on the same day, Mumbai police managed to apprehend the caller. He was apprehended from Dahisar area of Mumbai and then placed under arrest. Today, again, a similar call was received and Mumbai police has sprung into action and they are trying to trace the call. Nabila.
All right. Now, we hear that that threat call, whoever this person was, has particularly mentioned some of the family members of the Ambani family, named them, saying that they're going to blow up the hospital, and also threats issued to some members of the family. Any word on who are those members that were particularly pointed out by that accused person who's made that phone call?
Well, Nabila, the specific details are yet to be received, yet to be shared by Mumbai police. But Mumbai police has clearly stated in an official statement that threat call was received wherein the caller threatened to blow up the hospital. The hospital is run by Reliance Foundation, named as HN Reliance Hospital in South Mumbai, and also threats were issued by the caller in name of family members, Ambani family members, after which The hospital informed the DB Marg police station. The DCP, Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP Nilotpal, is looking into the issue, looking into the case. Officials from DB Marg police station are working along with the Mumbai crime branch, and they are trying to trace the call. Once the call is traced, the caller will be apprehended and further action will be initiated against him. Nabila.
All right, thank you very much, Devesh, for joining us on that. All right, Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao is now going national, thereby kicking off the TRS mission 2024. KCR's TRS is now a national party. It's going to be called Bharat Rashtra Samithi. Months after positioning itself as a national player and as touring states to meet with opposition leaders in a bid to form a united front against the BJP, Telangana Chief Minister held a key meeting with JDS Netas, cabinet colleagues and all district presidents of the party to discuss the roadmap of the Bharatiya Rashtra Samithi. Bharatiya Rashtra Samithi has been launched at the Telangana Bhavan today, placing itself as another party joining the league of Modi challengers. Meanwhile, the BJP has hit out at KCR's national ambition, claiming BRS was forced to only catapult his family to the top of the power structure in the state.
क्योंकि सारे हिंदुस्तान की आवाम देख रही है कि 9 साल से क्या हाल है। हिंदुस्तान तरक्की की तरफ बजाय बैठवा की तरफ जा रहा है, गिरानी आसमान पे जा चुकी है। लोग देख रहे हैं कि कोई ऐसा लीडर आए, जिस तरह जयप्रकाश नारायण आए थे, उसी तरह कोई ऐसे लीडर आए, सारे लोगों को एक जगह जोड़े और हिंदुस्तान में एक रेवोल्यूशन लेकर ले गए। लोग गुजरात मॉडल कहते रहे, टोटली बेकार है। आप हमारी स्टेट घूम लीजिए और हैदराबाद घूम लीजिए। असल में इंडिया में तरक्की करने वाली कोई स्टेट है, वो तेलंगाना में स्टेट है।
Well, it's perfectly fine for regional parties to have national ambitions. But when you do something like changing the name of your party from Telangana Rashtra Samithi to Bharat Rashtra Samithi, a party that you formed purely to tap into the emotion for the state of Telangana, and now when it is inconvenient, you dump the party because it has served the purpose of catapulting you to the top of the power structure in the new state. Your family today enjoys unbridled power, and as a result of that is the massive corruption that we see in Telangana. You have moved on. So in a sense, you are cheating the people of Telangana. You have used them. You have used their emotion for the state of Telangana, and you have now decided to move on. How does it reflect on KCR as a leader?
इस देश में दो ही दल हैं जो दिल्ली में सरकार बनाने के लिए ताकत रखते हैं, बीजेपी और कांग्रेस है। तीसरा कोई विकल्प नहीं है। अगर कांग्रेस पार्टी का समर्थन तेलंगाना राज्य के गठन में नहीं होता तो क्या कल भी तेलंगाना राज्य बन सकता था? बहुत कुछ वादे किए थे केसीआर साहब ने हम लोगों के साथ, में उसको दोहराना नहीं चाहता, लेकिन केसीआर साहब को जितना आप जानते शायद मैं नहीं जानता।
All right, so you have those visuals that came right from the start of the day today, where we see KCR launching his new party, calling it the Bharati Rashtra Samithi. From TRS, it's now become BRS, Bharatiya Rashtra Samithi, where KCR now hopes to come into the big league of parties who are known as Modi challengers. He believes that his Telangana model of governance will be a fit example to show how he can be, or he is capable of governing the country, if at all. Is KCR nursing prime ministerial ambitions? That's also the question here. KCR now has always been batting for a third front, asking for an alternative to the Modi government. What's the best alternative? I will provide that alternative for India. That's the intention with which KCR has gone in to launch his new party called the Bharatiya Samithi. Let me quickly get across to Abdul Bashir joining us on the phone line. Bashir, a quick word and a question. Is KCR nursing prime ministerial ambitions? He's been the man time and again wanting to pushing for a third front. He's been, of course, trying to pull in many of the other opposition parties together, but failed attempts. We know that that's happened even in the previous Lok Sabha 2019 elections. His attempt failed miserably. This time he believes that he wants to start his own party, and maybe that will give him some thrust towards this goal.
Yeah, absolutely, Nabila. We have seen that how KCR had been criticizing the centre, the BJP government, for several policies and demanding that a non-BJP front must come up. There must be a big move by the non-BJP parties to come together with an alliance. And absolutely, he had earlier tried for this attempt to get a third front, not once but twice, but he failed in his attempt. And this is the third thing that we see, a new move by KCR, where he has changed the party's name from Telangana Rashtra Samithi to Bharat Rashtra Samithi. And this takes his party from the state to centre. This is a national party that he has been announced by today at the Telangana Bhavan after a general body meeting that was held with all the TRS leaders, cadres and members. A mutual announcement had been made by the TRS, and then the TRS has become BRS now, the Bharat Rashtra Samithi. Here, the flag of TRS will remain same with the logo from Telangana's map to India's map will come onto it, where car will remain the symbol of TRS here. And this is the announcement that has been made by Telangana Chief Minister and TRS Supremo, now said to be BRS Supremo, K. Chandrasekhar Rao at TRS Bhavan today. So this is the major announcement that has been made. Yes, national ambitions can be seen. Right. And as far as your question is concerned, the Prime Minister ambitions that we are talking about, yes, several top leaders claim and they believe that KCR is the Prime Minister's candidate. If the opposition comes together, they are also aiming to push forward KCR as the Prime Ministerial candidate. All right. But as we know, that several attempts have been foiled.
We'll see how that pans out.
Now, it is to be seen how this attempt is going to...
Thank you very much for joining us. We know that there's huge celebrations right now within the TRS. They are all celebrating their party now turning national ahead of 2024 elections. Now, similarly, we see a huge push by Union Home Minister Amit Shah in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Ahead of polls there in the state, we're seeing Amit Shah's big message going out in Srinagar as part of his 3-day tour in the Union Territory. His public address that was addressed in North Kashmir's Baramulla town was the first show of the BJP in terms of strength in a town considered to be a hotbed of terrorism. Amit Shah has launched a scathing attack there against the Gupkar bloc, the alliance of Kashmiri political parties that include the Muftis and the Abdullahs, who are now seeking restoration of Jammu and Kashmir's special status. Amit Shah further assured people there of the valley of elections in the coming days. Ahead of the rally, Amit Shah has chaired a unified command meet of Jammu and Kashmir in Srinagar. LG Manoj Sinha, top officials of the army, paramilitary forces, state police and civil administration took part in this high-level meeting. The focus here was around tackling attacks on non-locals in the Kashmir Valley. After the abrogation of Article 370, this will be the Home Minister's second visit to Kashmir.
ये मुझे सलाह देते हैं कि पाकिस्तान से बातचीत करो। मुझे सलाह देते हैं, जिन्होंने 70 साल तक यहाँ राज किया, वो लोग सलाह देते हैं पाकिस्तान से बात करो। मेरा स्पष्ट मत है, मैं पाकिस्तान से बात करना नहीं चाहता। मेरे बारामूला के गुर्जर, पहाड़ी और बकरवाल भाई बहनों को बात करना चाहता। मैं कश्मीर के युवाओं को बात करना चाहता। जरा खुली नजर से, खुले दिमाग से सोचिए, जिन्होंने दहशतगर्दी फैलाई।
All right, we're cutting across to Prime Minister Modi, who's currently in Kulu, Himachal Pradesh. A huge outreach there as well by the BJP. Prime Minister Modi launching developmental projects. He's just a few hours ago inaugurated the AIMS project. Now he's part of the Kulu Dasera celebrations. Huge crowds there in Kulu, where Prime Minister Modi has arrived to be part of this Dasera festivities in the state of Himachal Pradesh. Live visuals coming in from Himachal Pradesh. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's going to be participating in the Dasera celebrations in Kulu. Live visuals coming in from Himachal Pradesh ahead of elections. A huge push by the BJP as they roll out many developmental projects. AIMS that was inaugurated in Bilaspur by Prime Minister Modi himself, and also a 4-lane road project that was rolled out. Prime Minister Modi now at Kulu. He's going to be part of this day-long Dasera festivities in Himachal Pradesh. Here's Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's just arrived in Kulu, flanked by all the leaders of Himachal Pradesh who are present right there. Huge crowds flocked in to witness Prime Minister Modi. Of course, the crowds also there to celebrate the Dussehra. This is images coming in from Kulu. Massive Dussehra festivities there. A day-long festival that will be attended by Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself.
कहीं ना कहीं ये संदेश भी प्रधानमंत्री लोगों को दे रहे हैं। हमने देखा पिछले 2 दिनों से हम देख रहे हैं कि देवी देवता यहाँ पर पहुँच रहे हैं और बड़ी संख्या में युवा हैं। आपने भी देखा होगा, आमतौर पर ये माना जाता है कि युवा परंपरा से नहीं जोड़ते, लेकिन जिस तरह से देवी देवताओं का यहाँ आगमन हो रहा है और बहुत सारे युवा इस पूरे प्रोसेस में भाग ले रहे हैं, पूरे जो प्रोसेशन चलता है उसमें।
पारंपरिक टोपी पहनाकर जयराम ठाकुर मुख्यमंत्री हिमाचल प्रदेश ने प्रधानमंत्री का अभिवादन किया। और आप बात कर रही थी युवाओं की, यंग इंडिया है ये, इंडिया इज द यंगेस्ट कंट्री इन द वर्ल्ड। और हाथ हिलाकर, हाथ जोड़कर प्रधानमंत्री अभिवादन करते हुए स्थानीय जनता का। और मुझे लगता है काफी लोग बाहर से भी आए हैं, क्योंकि तमाम होटल्स बुक हो चुके हैं। प्रधानमंत्री की जैसे उनको आने की खबर मिली, रूम्स ही नहीं मिल रहे हैं यहाँ पर।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। वैसे तो जब भी दशहरा होता है तो लाखों की संख्या में यहाँ पर्यटक आते हैं, क्योंकि इस तरह का नज़ारा शायद ही कहीं देखने को मिलता हो, कहीं नहीं देखने को मिलता। इतने सारे 300 से अधिक देवताओं का एक शहर में पहुँचना, भगवान रघुनाथ से उनका मिलन होना, और बिल्कुल जिस तरह का माहौल यहाँ पर बनता है, सच में ऐसा लगता है कि भगवान धरती पर उतर आए।
और ये भगवान राम परिवार की, साथ में सीता माता, लखन और भक्त हनुमान भी साथ में है। एक फोटो फ्रेम उनको भेंट किया गया। और आप बात कर रही थी यंग इंडिया की। प्रधानमंत्री हमेशा अपना वादा निभाते हैं और आज तो रिकॉर्ड बनाया नंदिनी। प्रधानमंत्री ने, पहले प्रधानमंत्री हैं जो कुल्लू का दशहरा देखने के लिए यहाँ पर आए हैं।
बिल्कुल पहली बार है। इससे पहले हम बात कर रहे थे तो हमें बताया गया कि इससे पहले लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी यहाँ पर आए थे, लेकिन उस समय वे गृह मंत्री थे। ये पहली बार है कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी यहाँ पर पहुँचे हैं। इससे पहले देखिए कितनी खूबसूरत शॉल भी उन्हें दी गई है, कुल्लू शॉल जिस पर कुल्लू पट्टी का काम है। बहुत खूबसूरत शॉल उन्होंने ओढ़ी हुई है और ऐसा लगता है कि हिमाचल के बीच, हिमाचल का जो कोई नेता है, हिमाचल का बेटा, बिल्कुल
हिमाचल की आन बान और शान, हिमाचल की ये टोपी, हिमाचल की पहचान जो प्रधानमंत्री को भेंट की गई और प्रधानमंत्री ने पहनी भी हुई है। और बिलासपुर से ही प्रधानमंत्री उस टोपी को पहने हुए हैं और ये बताते हुए कि मैं आपके बीच आ गया हूँ, मैं आपका बेटा हूँ। और ये देखिए अंतर्राष्ट्रीय कुल्लू दशहरा पर प्रधानमंत्री का हार्दिक अभिनंदन करते हुए।
All right, that's Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Kulu as part of their day-long Dussehra celebrations. We're going to continue tracking those details for now. A short break. Stay with us.
You are watching India Today.
Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now.
Greenhouse gas emissions are a looming threat to climate change. Industries are finding ways to capture and store carbon. This helps in reducing the emissions and reducing the overall impact of carbon on the environment. Carbon capture and storage is a way of reducing industrial greenhouse gas emissions. It involves recovering the carbon gas at its source and holding it in underground reserves. First, the carbon dioxide is separated from the smoke or combustion fumes. Industrial emissions comprise up to 15% carbon dioxide. The rest is mainly water vapor and nitrogen. Separating the gases is costly, accounting for about 2/3 of the overall capture and storage process. Capture techniques are constantly evolving. Extracting the carbon dioxide post-combustion is a well-mastered method, but it's relatively energy-intensive. Another possibility is removing the carbon dioxide before the fuel is burnt. Development of this process is ongoing. Once separated, the carbon dioxide is compressed and transported by pipeline, boat or tanker to underground or deep-sea storage facilities. It is injected far underneath gas-tight layers of rock and stored under pressure until it reaches a near liquid state. Suitable storage sites include end-of-life oil and gas fields or extremely deep layers of porous rock impregnated with salt water.
Battery swapping was a real game changer and is a real game changer as we go into other markets, large-scale markets.
The COVID-19 pandemic has forced us to do a rethink on what we are doing to ourselves with our bodies and our minds. What about our mental health? The pandemic in that sense has been a real eye-opener. To add to it, we are living in a very fast-paced world where a 2,000-calorie meal is ordered in just 1 minute, where eating food out of a packet has become a norm rather than an exception, where stress has become a lifelong partner, where our phones, our gadgets, are our companions and not our family members and friends. We try and make an attempt to help you understand on how to go back to the basics. I'm Sneha Mordani, and in today's brand new episode of Health 360, we talk about women's health. The most common problem that women brush under the carpet without realizing that it could be a warning sign of something big. This problem is that of painful periods and prolonged periods. This report is my first-hand account of the problem many women face. We're talking about endometriosis. Take a look. So this causes pain, very, very bad pain. You can almost feel like there's a blackout in front of you. Imagine having cramps every day, sometimes for like days together, any time of the day, many times in a day. That is endometriosis for you. Periods or no periods, you have cramps every single day. 1 in every 10 women suffer from endometriosis. Most of them don't even know they do. So just like me, I was completely unaware about what is really happening to me. You know, tolerating pain and taking it as normal just became a part of life. I thought it is okay. This is just this is just natural. Putting up with so much pain should come naturally to me because this is the way of nature. I didn't know that it was not normal. A health reporter is supposed to have a lot more privilege in terms of, access to information around your health, have more knowledge about endometriosis than the layman. But in spite of that, I did not. I also thought that staining the bed sheet is normal. Maybe it's not just me. Maybe there are others also who are having to undergo this experience of getting up every morning, and the first thing that you do, actually sometimes towards the middle of the night as well, towards the morning, in the middle of the night, you get up and check if your bed sheet is stained or not. Imagine being in a position where you bleed so heavily that you're bleeding for 10 days in a row. There were instances of my staining even the sofa, for example, and I did so in somebody else's house as well. Like that is how heavy I bleed. Excessive bleeding and prolonged bleeding, in fact, is one of the first signs of endometriosis. Doctors now say neither prolonged bleeding nor painful periods is normal.
They have, they lose a lot of blood during a period, then it can make them anemic, they feel weak, they have all the symptoms of anemia, that they can't concentrate on work and all this. So prolonged and heavy bleeding is not considered normal.
To begin with, difficult or painful periods or very heavy blood flow was never really a problem for me. In fact, this really came out of the blue for me. This was the year 2012 that I saw an increase in weight. Suddenly I felt that I'm just feeling very bloated. And there was this time when I was in my previous organization when I was actually alone and I was just about to call it a day. And the minute I got up from my chair, I felt there was a blackout and I passed out. And several scans and MRIs later, which also, by the way, did not give an accurate picture of the situation. The doctor did say that this appears to be a very, very bad case of endometriosis, and this has probably progressed to the last stage of endometriosis, which is stage 4, which means that I will need a surgery.
So endometriosis is a gynecological condition in which the lining of the uterus develops inside. Instead of staying inside the cavity, it can develop outside the uterus or in the wall of the uterus. It can also develop in remote places. You can't even imagine that lining can go as far as the lungs and the abdominal surface, and anywhere in the body it can develop.
Currently, it is not known what causes endometriosis. It is largely seen as a genetic or immunological disorder. It causes extreme pain while the woman is in a sexual activity. It causes life-changing problems like pain that interferes with any day-to-day activity. And worse, it causes infertility. Imagine having to do everything, every little thing, just keeping your pain threshold in mind, keeping in mind whether the periods will be manageable or not. Imagine like choosing not to go for a reporting assignment because you know that it may be difficult. Skipping an outing with friends. All of that became regular for me, very regular. Everything had to be done keeping pain in mind. As is known, sexual intercourse is very, very painful. Defecation is painful. Going to the toilet is painful. Every damn thing is painful.
This is a leading cause of infertility because it can affect right from, if it has involved the ovary, then it can affect the ovulation and it can disturb the tubal function.
Endometriosis is lifelong. It can't be cured. It can be managed with medicines and with lifestyle changes. But awareness is the key. To know that bleeding for 10 days at a go is not normal. To know that debilitating pain should not be suppressed using over-the-counter muscle relaxants. So after the surgery, there were some 36 to 40 cysts, and it was found in different organs of the body like the uterus, like the ovaries, fallopian tubes, right below the lungs as well, actually, is what I remember very distinctly, that it had even reached up to the lungs.
There is no cure. The cure is when you remove both the ovaries and you suppress endometriosis, the existing endometriosis, then you hope that it would not come back because the stimulus to the endometriosis has gone, and that is the ovaries.
For the longest time, I was on progesterone, which is of course the medicine that is taken to control your periods, and that was the medication for years together. Until the time I decided to try having a child, which I was told will never happen naturally. But then I got off the medication, and miraculously, with endometriosis grade 4 and with after the surgery, I did conceive naturally and I did have a child. So almost about 5 years after having the baby, I saw the symptoms of endometriosis come back again. I was told that there is a chance that it may come back, but many times after a baby, usually when you're breastfeeding, and usually you don't get your periods when you're breastfeeding, nature has its way of curing this. I clearly wasn't that lucky. The other common hormonal problems that women suffer from is PCOD and PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian disease and polycystic ovarian syndrome. Well, both of these are often confused with each other. Our next report explains why both of them are different. It decodes both of these problems.
The bane of many women struggling to have a child. The leading causes of infertility in women of reproductive age. The polycystic ovarian syndrome and polycystic ovarian disease may sound the same, but they are medically different. While PCOD is a milder form of delayed ovulation and hormonal imbalance, PCOS is a more severe form of hormonal and metabolic trouble, often linked to obesity and diabetes.
PCOS stands for पॉलीसिस्टिक ओवेरियन सिंड्रोम, जो कि एक कंडीशन है हार्मोनल इम्बैलेंस की, जिसमें ओवरीज या अंडाशय में मल्टीपल स्मॉल छोटे छोटे एग्स बन जाते हैं और ये एग्स टाइम पर रिलीज नहीं हो रहे होते हैं क्योंकि बॉडी में हार्मोन्स का इम्बैलेंस होता है और जो मेल हार्मोन या एंड्रोजेंस बढ़ जाते हैं, जिसकी वजह से पेशेंट को कई बार एक्ने और फेस पे हेयर वगैरह भी बढ़ जाते हैं. सिंस हमारा एग फॉर्मेशन एंड रिलीज प्रॉपर नहीं हो रहा होता है, तो नेचुरली इन पेशेंट्स में इनफर्टिलिटी की इंसिडेंस बढ़ जाती है.
Experts explain how common it has become in Indian women.
India is a country of various demographic profile. ये वेरी करता है from 3.7% to an incidence of almost 22.5%. Generally हम बात कहते हैं तो 5 में से 1 woman, almost 20% of the ladies are affected by PCOS. And in PCOS patient में incidence of infertility is almost as high as 70 to 80%. So that is where the concern lies.
COVID infections in women often messes up hormones too, leading to irregular menstruation. Studies show that PCOS, apart from infertility, can also lead to long-term health problems like obesity, sleep apnea, diabetes, uterine cancer, and even impairment of heart and lungs, leading to shortness of breath. Not just women, children born to mothers with PCOS are susceptible to infections and allergies before attaining teenage. Such children are much more likely to be hospitalized for ailments like asthma. While obese women are more likely to get PCOS, the condition often also leads to depression, anxiety, eating disorder, as per a study by researcher Adam Bonner, University of Alabama. However, this disease can be managed with lifestyle changes, yoga, exercise, and controlled diet. Timely consultation with doctors can also help.
India's total fertility rate is already at 1.6 in urban settings, where infertility is higher. While in rural settings also, the total fertility rate has reached to 2.1, slightly near the replacement level of population. People have begun to seek treatments, especially in urban centers where IVF treatments are rife and such facilities are mushrooming in many places. Awareness is key so that timely intervention can help people cure their problems. With Nasir Khan, Milan Sharma for India Today.
Endometriosis, PCOS, PCOD. All of these are problems associated with women in the reproductive age. But once they pass the reproductive age, which means when they're entering the premenopausal phase or even menopause, things really don't quite get easy. In fact, it continues to be very difficult. Our next report talks to you about the kind of physical and mental problems women find during and before menopause, and what can they really do to help themselves. It is an inevitable change all women have to undergo. But the fact that it is natural does not mean it is an easily managed bodily change. When 52-year-old Monica Chandra entered a premenopausal phase, she faced a host of physical problems.
Being a person who's always had regular periods, I mean, I could plan my life according to them, my holidays according to them, my trips according to them. To suddenly not having them definitely threw me off kilter. I was wondering what was happening to me. And it did take me a couple of months to realize that, oh, now menopause has hit me. Because, of course, I was nearing that age as well. And health-wise, of course,
the greetings of the people of Himachal Pradesh who have travelled far and wide to witness this historic occasion, because Today, it is not only Kullu Dashera, but also the visit of the Prime Minister, the man they have always loved. And there you see Prime Minister with folded hands accepting the greetings of the people who have come from all walks of life.
बिल्कुल भगवान रघुनाथ जी की ये यात्रा के समय जब कुल्लू का अंतर्राष्ट्रीय कुल्लू दशहरा शुरू हो रहा है, ऐसे में प्रधानमंत्री का कुल्लू में आना, कुल्लू के लोगों के बीच आना, भगवान रघुनाथ की आशीर्वाद लेना एक बिल्कुल नया इतिहास रच रहा है, जो आने वाले इतिहास के पन्नों में अंकित किया जाएगा कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जो है वो कुल्लू आए थे और लोगों के बीच में आए थे। भगवान रघुनाथ से उन्होंने आशीर्वाद लिया था, लोगों का अभिवादन किया था और ये पूरा का पूरा देवी देवताओं का जो मिलन हो रहा है उसको देखा। कितना बड़ा समय वो यहाँ पर बिता रहे हैं, आप देखिए कितनी बार वो लोगों का अभिवादन कर रहे हैं, कभी उनका मन नहीं भरा इस नज़ारे को देखते हुए।
मैं तो यूं कहूंगा कि लोगों का मन नहीं भर रहा और वो चाहेंगे कि प्रधानमंत्री ज्यादा से ज्यादा वक्त उनके बीच में बिताए, क्योंकि वो हमेशा ये चाहेंगे कि जिस पॉलिटिशियन को, जिस लीडर को वो इतना प्यार करते हैं, वो उनके बीच में है।
बिल्कुल, प्रधानमंत्री देखिए कितनी समय तक खड़े हैं, कितनी समय तक वो खड़े हैं, लोगों का अभिवादन कर रहे हैं, देवी देवताओं से आशीर्वाद भी ले रहे हैं। लोग कितने खुश हैं, कितना रौनक है लोगों के चेहरे में। वो क्षण वे अपने मोबाइल में कैद करना चाहते हैं, हंसते मुस्कुराते प्रधानमंत्री का अभिवादन कर रहे हैं। प्रधानमंत्री देखिए कितनी देर तक भगवान रघुनाथ की ये यात्रा जो है उसका नज़ारा ले रहे हैं, और क्योंकि यहाँ पर 300 से ज़्यादा देवी देवता आए हुए हैं तो उनका कहीं ना कहीं आशीर्वाद भी मांग रहे हैं। कह रहे हैं कि मैं जो है प्रधान सेवक आपके आशीर्वाद के बगैर कुछ नहीं कर सकता, आप मुझे आशीर्वाद दीजिए, इसी तरह से मैं भारत को विकसित बनाऊं, विकास के रास्ते पे आगे ले जाऊं। देखिए प्रधानमंत्री कोई भी नज़ारा मिस नहीं करना चाहते हैं।
देखिए ये बहुत कन्विक्शन चाहिए कि किस तरह से आप अपने देशवासियों को कन्विंस करते हैं, और उसके लिए पूरी सिंसियरिटी होनी चाहिए।
बिल्कुल पूरी सिंसियरिटी होनी चाहिए। देखिए सब और अगर हम देखें, जिस तरह से हमारे कैमरामैन दिखा भी रहे हैं, चारों ओर देवी देवता खड़े हुए हैं और उसके दूसरे छोर पर प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी कहीं ना कहीं इस क्षण को अपनी आंखों में, अपने जो कहीं ना कहीं मन मस्तिष्क में समेटे हुए हैं, समेटना चाहते हैं कि ये नज़ारा वे कभी ना भूलें। लोगों से जो है वो आशीर्वाद ले रहे हैं। देखिए पूरा का पूरा देव समाज यहाँ पर खड़ा हुआ है। भगवान रघुनाथ की जो यात्रा है वो शुरू होने वाली है, रथ जो है खींचा जाएगा। प्रधानमंत्री इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि ये रघुनाथ जो रथ यात्रा है वो शुरू हो, लेकिन जब जो संकेत आएगा तब ही रथ यात्रा जो है वो आगे बढ़ेगी, परंपरागत रूप में आगे बढ़ेगी। प्रधानमंत्री देखिए उठकर खड़े हो गए हैं, भगवान रघुनाथ के आदर में वे खड़े हो गए हैं और पूरा का पूरा लोग जो हैं वो देख रहे हैं कि प्रधानमंत्री किस तरह से भगवान रघुनाथ को देखने के लिए, उनके जो रथ यात्रा है उसकी एक झलक पाने के लिए अपनी जगह से उठकर स्टेज पर आ गए हैं और देखना चाहते हैं कि किस तरह से ये परंपरा आगे बढ़ रही है, ये जो पूरा कुल्लू दशहरा है वो आगे बढ़ रहा है। इंतजार करते हुए प्रधानमंत्री की रथ यात्रा शुरू हो। इस बीच पूजा अर्चना जारी है। प्रधानमंत्री पहले ही जैसे हमने बताया कि वे भगवान रघुनाथ का आशीर्वाद लेकर आए हैं। प्रधानमंत्री कुल्लू दशहरे को बहुत पुराने से जानते हैं, बहुत समय से वे इसको देखते आए। जब वे हिमाचल प्रदेश के प्रभारी थे उन्होंने कुल्लू दशहरा कई बार देखा, लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री के तौर पर उनका यहाँ पहली बार आगमन हुआ। यही नहीं, पहली बार कोई प्रधानमंत्री कुल्लू दशहरे को देखने के लिए आया और इतने समय तक वे लोगों के बीच में है, देवी देवताओं के बीच में है और रघुनाथ जी की जो यात्रा है वो देखना चाहते हैं। वो चाहते हैं कि वे नज़ारा लें। जब यात्रा होगी वो उसको देखेंगे और उसके बाद वे वापस शायद लौट जाएंगे। देखिए, अभिवादन करते हुए प्रधानमंत्री और इंतजार करते हुए लोग भी रघुनाथ के साथ साथ, भगवान रघुनाथ के साथ साथ प्रधानमंत्री की ओर देखते हुए, हम अगर बीच में देखें तो देवी देवता जो हैं अपना आशीर्वाद कहीं ना कहीं खुशी से झूम रहे हैं। भगवान रघुनाथ से उनका मिलन है, तो बहुत ही खूबसूरत नज़ारा हम देख सकते हैं। परंपरागत वेशभूषा में काफ़ी सारे लोग, इस पूरे कुल्लू क्षेत्र के लोग जो हैं यहाँ पहुँचे हुए हैं। बहुत लंबा इतिहास है इस दशहरे का। कुल्लू जो दशहरा है उसका बहुत लंबा इतिहास है। 16वीं शताब्दी में जो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय कुल्लू दशहरा है वो शुरू हुआ और तब से ये परंपरा चली आ रही है। देखिए, बहुत ही खूबसूरत नज़ारा है।
जी बिल्कुल ठीक कहा आपने। 1605 से ये महोत्सव शुरू हुआ। प्रधानमंत्री दोनों हाथ जोड़कर लोगों का अभिवादन करते हुए, और एक अद्भुत नज़ारा है। चारों तरफ पारंपरिक वेशभूषा, देवी देवताओं का आशीर्वाद प्रधानमंत्री लेते हुए, साथ ही जनता का भी आशीर्वाद लेते हुए, और लोगों का एक्साइटमेंट देखते ही बनता है कितने खुश नजर आ रहे हैं लोग, और सभी अपना फोन लेकर आए हैं। किसी तरह उनको प्रधानमंत्री की झलक मिले और वो अपने फोन में उसको कैद कर लें।
16वीं शताब्दी में जैसे मैं बता रही थी कि भगवान जगत, ये जो पूरा का पूरा शुरू हुआ था, राजा जगत सिंह ने इसे शुरू किया था और तब से ये परंपरा चली आ रही है।
दर्शनों के इस भव्य रथ यात्रा के और उसी के साथ साथ हमारे देश के माननीय प्रधानमंत्री महोदय जी की उपस्थिति भी ऐतिहासिक है। आप दर्शन करें। कहते हैं कि जो इस रथ यात्रा के दर्शन करता है पूरा वर्ष उसके लिए शुभ होता है।
और ऐसा माना जाता है कि आज स्वर्गलोक से
1000 से ज़्यादा देवी देवता यहाँ भगवान रघुनाथ जी के दर्शनों के लिए मौजूद रहते हैं। और ये रथ यात्रा भगवान रघुनाथ जी के अस्थाई शिविर तक जाएगी, जहाँ पर भगवान रघुनाथ जी विराजमान हो जाएंगे। और अगले 7 दिनों तक लाखों लोगों के दर्शन के लिए, सभी देवी देवताओं के दर्शन के लिए वहाँ पर उपलब्ध रहेंगे।
ये है भव्य यात्रा, रथ यात्रा। इस समय रथ में जहाँ भगवान श्री रघुनाथ जी आरूढ़ है, उसी के साथ साथ कुल्लू के असंख्य देवी देवता भगवान रघुनाथ जी की अगुवाई में धीरे धीरे इस यात्रा में आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। और ये देवमय नज़ारा, ये वातावरण और ये ठहरी हुई भीड़, ये रुका हुआ जन सैलाब, ये देखिए कुल्लू की संस्कृति। ये है भव्य संस्कृति के भव्य दर्शन। और खुशनसीब है वो निगाहें जो ऐसे दर्शन कर रही हैं। ऐसे पल आज हमारे जीवन में आकर सम्मिलित हुए हैं। हम भगवान श्री रघुनाथ जी से, सभी देवी देवताओं से, परम पिता परमात्मा से ऐसी अरदास प्रार्थना करते हैं कि ये पल सभी के लिए सुख लेकर आए, सभी के लिए जीवन मंगलमय हो, हमारे देश की एकता और अखंडता बनी रहे, भारतवर्ष दिन दोगुनी रात चौगुनी तरक्की करे और हमारी ये मान्यताएं, ये देव परंपराएं, हमारी संस्कृति जो है वो इसी तरह से अक्षुण्ण बनी रहे। इस पावन वेला में यही मनोकामना है, यही अरदास है, यही प्रार्थना है। और ऐसी ही प्रार्थनाओं को लिए हमारे देश के माननीय प्रधानमंत्री महोदय जी इस समय यहाँ उपस्थित है। माननीय महोदय, आप बार बार ऐसे ऐतिहासिक पलों के साक्षी बने और हम आपका आभार व्यक्त करते चले जाएं।
अनंत आभार आपका माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी। ऐतिहासिक रथ यात्रा में हजारों लोगों का यह जन सैलाब, लेकिन इसके बावजूद भी रथ यात्रा बहुत शांतिपूर्ण संपन्न होगी। बहुत उत्साह आप सब लोगों में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री के प्रति हम देख रहे हैं। ऐसा ऐतिहासिक रथ यात्रा के इतिहास में एक नया अध्याय आज जुड़ गया है, जब देश के प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी इस रथ यात्रा के साक्षी बने, पूजा अर्चना करके आशीर्वाद प्राप्त किया। अनंत आभार आपका माननीय प्रधानमंत्री महोदय।
ये ऐतिहासिक क्षण हमारे जीवन में बार बार आए। कुल्लू की जनता की ओर से माननीय प्रधानमंत्री महोदय जी का उनकी उपस्थिति के लिए, उनके स्नेह के लिए और कुल्लू के लिए उनकी प्रेम और करुणा के लिए सभी जिला
accepting greetings of the people who have...
All right, that's Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Kullu. Huge Dussehra celebrations organized in Kullu, a day-long festivities there with Prime Minister himself in attendance. The pole-bound state of Himachal, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has descended early this day. He's been spending the entire day, interacting with people there, launching developmental projects, and now participating in the huge Kulu Dussehra festivities. These are the live visuals that we bring to you right here on India Today.
कुल्लू आए थे और लोगों के बीच में आए थे। भगवान रघुनाथ से उन्होंने आशीर्वाद लिया था, लोगों का अभिवादन किया था और ये पूरा का पूरा देवी देवताओं का जो मिलन हो रहा है उसको देखा। कितना बड़ा समय वो यहाँ पर बिता रहे हैं। आप देखिए कितनी बार वो लोग
right here. Clashes between Shinde and Uddhav Sena ahead of the Dussehra rally. This is the big news that we're currently tracking. We're seeing Eknath Shinde, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, for the first time holding a Dussehra rally right after he broke away from the Uddhav Sena and has now become the Chief Minister. He's at the helm of affairs, going to be holding a massive Dussehra rally as the Eknath Shinde camp of the, or rather as referred as the Eknath Sena, will be holding a huge Dussehra rally on the same